settings, you can plan to protect yourself from a natural disaster. Sign up for local alerts, prepare an emergency kit, and make a family communications plan. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you or a loved one have been a victim of crime, the North Carolina Department of Public Safety Office of Victim Compensation Services provides programs to help you find peace of mind. We're here to help you apply for benefits that you may qualify for to recover from hardships such as lost wages and medical expenses. To learn more, visit ncdps.gov/4victims. That's ncdps.gov/4 VICTIMS.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
From the Ingalls studio, WPEK Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, W225CJ Candler, the #1 preset in your car, and the new and improved iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good. Live from the Ingalls studio.
I can't wait to play with myself every day.
The Sportsocracy.
Damn the devil to hell! Let the big dog see! Let him on the field!
Come get you some of this.
Fire them cannons! By golly, put more powder in those things.
He couldn't take any more disappointment.
Oh my God, the Jets killed him.
It is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400. The Sportsocracy is live in the Ingalls studio and heard everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Seen everywhere on YouTube. Just go to thesportsocracy.com, click that live video link, subscribe to the channel so you can join us in the chat. Welcome in. I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. It was absolutely beautiful down in Atlanta for some baseball. It's a good day. Red Sox win. Sorry, Braves fans, about that. I'm just glad they won the game that I went to. I hate going to a game of your favorite team and then having to watch them lose, especially in the opposing stadium. It's never fun. I mean, Jeremy's a Jets fan, so I guess you're used to that, right?
I have never been in a stadium that wasn't MetLife for a Jet win. Ever. Every Jet game I've ever gone to, they have lost.
Wow.
Yep.
That's
I am
brutal.
30. I am 38 years old. I am divorced, and my NFL team sucks on ice. Let's go.
So, never seen them win? Is that what I gather from
No, I've seen them win just at MetLife. I've never seen them win. They've lost every time I've gone to Bank of America, every time I've gone to the Mercedes-Benz Dome. We couldn't even win a preseason game that I went to.
Wow.
Nope. All losses.
Yeah.
Losers. You are losers.
Never fun. It was good hanging out with our iHeart Asheville winners yesterday, as well as Ariel from Star 104.3. Took the wife down to a baseball game. It was a good day.
Ariel and Matt just go to everything. I'm convinced every time I see a picture of Matt and Ariel Robinson, they're always not in Asheville. And I'm so jealous of that. And that's coming from me.
Yeah, they are well-traveled.
I travel more than anybody. And even I believe them going, good for y'all.
They abandon those poor cats every weekend, it appears. And maybe we should call somebody.
Oh, no, they're taking those cats with them for sure. I don't know how that works, but
yeah, no, the cats are well.
I have breaking news, Tank.
You have breaking.
I have personal breaking news.
This is personal breaking news?
Yep.
Do I need to play the sounder?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's gonna break the news? Who's gonna break the news? Who's gonna break the news? Who's gonna break the news?
I, Jeremy, middle name omitted Green, am going on a 28-day cleanse. Let's go.
Okay, good for you.
Let's go. No boozes, no carbohydrates.
Okay.
A very god awful juice that is. I don't know what it's meant to do. I'm scared of what it's going to do, but
it's going to clear you out. That's what
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? That's what
I don't know. I just poured it in the cup, Tank. I don't know what's going to happen.
I'm going to drink all this juice and then I'm going to bloat myself for the
I don't know what's going to happen.
Days.
I just know it hadn't happened yet. I'm scared. We have a clear path from here to everywhere in the house.
In, boys. You got plenty of magazines built up in the old bathroom there? Because
what is this, Little House on the Prairie? I got a smartphone, you jackal. I have every magazine at my fingertips.
Precisely. I'm just glad you're stocked up. Good.
Well, here's the thing. I hit a number weight-wise earlier in the year that I didn't like. It started with a 3, and it ended with numbers that weren't zeros. And I didn't like that. I've gotten it back down to a manageable place. Now I'm legit curious. How much weight could I lose if I just didn't drink at all? And now I'm scared. I'm scared I'm going to be like 242 pounds on July 1st and just go, oh, that's all of it? Like, that's all of it. You just stop this, you live forever. You're the bionic man now.
Yeah. I feel like that's a good place to start. Although I did get sent a video over the weekend that was guy sitting at the table, and he brings in big burger and fries, big plate, and it says 770 calories. And there's a line down the table, and then he starts pulling in whiskey shots. And he pulls in about 9 whiskey shots and goes, that's also 770 calories. Choose wisely.
For sure.
So, I mean, you got to make your, you got to go for the burger, or you got to go for the 8 whiskey shots.
Well, I'm off a considerable amount this month. This is really the vacation month. The next 35 days, I'm off a lot. I don't even remember how much it is. It's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And so I decided that I wanted to be healthy. A very nice listener of this show sent me a very well thought out, informative article and opinion of you have to take better care of yourself or you're going to die. And I don't want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
That would be the most Jeremy Green thing ever. Like your life gets exactly where you want it to be, and then you die. And I don't want to do that. So I will keep you up to date. The food choices are it's a lot of eggs. It's a lot of eggs.
Yes.
A lot of eggs.
It's always a lot of eggs.
And I'm not anti-egg. I'm just not super high on the eggs.
Okay.
I'm also working on my golf game.
But you'd rather not.
I'm also working on my golf game. That's about the most athletic thing I do. So going to play a lot of golf this month. Want to get back to where I'm used to playing, not the abomination of all things that I just saw on a golf course in South Carolina for 5 days. So
that didn't go your way.
You got to get the body right, you got to get the mind right, and then you got to get the swing right, and we're all good. I bought a cart, a little walking cart that my golf bag goes on. Let's go.
Okay.
And if I make it through 28 days, I would wager Angry Jeremy will be back by June or by the end of June.
All right, good. We're glad you have a plan. Because I'll be honest with you, you were about to have that conversation from me. I almost called you yesterday because, unfortunately, I did get some sad news yesterday that a real good friend of mine not growing up, when I was in college, passed away this weekend, 46 years old, and drank himself to death. Cirrhosis of the liver. It's one of those things like, we're getting older, guys.
Oh, for sure.
Everybody that's listening to the sound of my voice, like we've hit that. Like I've already hit the one heart attack stage, and hopefully I ain't going to hit another one. But there does come a point where we all have to realize we ain't as young as we used to be. And those decisions that we've been making for years are sneaking up on us now in our 40s and knocking on the door of our 50s. So, Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad you've got a plan.
I hope
everybody thinks about their health in 2025.
Well, for me, it was a harsh realization of somebody that I've never met saying you have to take better care of yourself. And they were actually talking about my sleep. I don't know if this is how all of you feel, but I've been sleeping like a fat toddler for about a month. I don't know where it came from. I don't know why it's happening. I stopped drinking Monsters after noon.
There you go. That's a big one.
I limit myself to one 12-ounce sugar-free can a day. And woo boy, that changed a lot.
Yes.
So cutting out all the sody pops, drinking more water. And I already feel good. I just want to feel gooder.
Right.
And I want to see if I feel gooder if all of a sudden my golf game gets better, because that'll make it totally worth it.
At least you have something to show for your.
I get back to shooting in the 70s. I don't care if I don't ever drink another beer for the rest of my life. I enjoy golf way more than I enjoy beer. I love golf. Love it. And it's the only sport I'm still halfway good at. And I was terrible last week. And that cannot happen.
Okay.
You can't be a sportsman and be terrible at all sports. It's just not. You got to have one. And I'm not ready to start playing pickleball yet. So, although, it could be fun.
Pickleball? Yeah, I've heard it's fun. My wife asked me one time, all these couples are picking up pickleball. Would you like to play pickleball with me? No, I would not.
I'm too competitive.
No, thank you.
I'm too competitive. Like, I'm 100% spiking that bad boy off your forehead.
Well, first off, you think I'm clumsy? My wife is clumsier than I am.
My wife
played. That sounds impossible, but there's zero chance that I feel like she would survive the first of lessons at pickleball.
My wife played college tennis, so we don't do anything that involves a racket because I am not getting beat that badly by my wife.
She would smoke you like a
She played tennis with a friend of ours that plays tennis like 3 times a week. And she came back to me and said, I'm going to give you a solid piece of advice. You don't ever get on a court with her, ever. You're too competitive for that. It will be an argument, and it will not be good because you will not be able to return her serve not one time. Awesome.
Jeremy
Sweet.
Will go full McEnroe.
Sweet. Like, I don't want to do any of that.
Right. Anyways, welcome into the program. If you're just joining us, this is what we do here. We talk about sports. We talk about football mainly, and we'll go down all of our personal rabbit holes.
If you want football talk, we got 2-ish hours of that. We've got a little.
That's right.
A little side piece, and we have breaking news.
Oh,
like real, honest to God, breaking news.
Okay, all right, let's hit it. Or not. Let's hit it. There we go.
Who's gonna break the news? Who's gonna break the news? Who's gonna break the news?
It's from Adam Schefter and Ian Rappaport. Lions All-Pro center Frank Ragnow has announced his retirement from the NFL.
Oh, okay.
The Instagram post says, these past couple of months have been very trying as I've come to the realization that my football journey is ending and I'm officially retiring from the NFL. I've tried to convince myself that I'm feeling good, but I'm not, and it's time to prioritize my health and my family's future. I've given this team everything I have, and I thought I had more to give, but the reality is I simply don't. I have to listen to my body, and this has been one of the hardest decisions of my life. Yeah. That is a big loss for the Detroit Lions. And one that I'm not lying to you, I didn't see coming.
It is pretty huge, and it makes me – does the timing of this not make you feel off a little bit? You couldn't have told us before the draft.
Well,
you couldn't have made this decision sooner. I know it's a tough decision for you, Frank. Look, we get it. We know how emotional this is, but you're kind of putting us in a jam here.
Can I be honest about what you just said?
Yes, please.
And I don't want you to take offense to what I'm going to say, but it's true. That's one of those things that I hear from people that you never really played high-level athletic things. You get back into this time. The off-season's where you're supposed to feel great. You're supposed to come into OTAs and feel like Thor. And when you don't, you go, oh, my God, how bad is this going to be in January?
Right.
That wasn't a shot at you at all. That was actually really more a shot at media because they say that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know, and I'll just give you a personal experience from myself. I fought for a little period of time, late 20s, early 30s. I came back from a camp. I took 45 days off. I came back and honest to God felt like as bad as I did the day after the last fight and went, okay, we're done. This is over.
Right.
Could I have told you that 45 days before? Sure, but I didn't know. Because I came back in the gym and went, if you hit me, I'm going to break. I'm not sure that my spleen won't come shooting out of my keister. And I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
Out, bye.
I understand where Frank's at. I feel bad for him. I really do because, we all know this as watching, as observers of sports for all these years. It's a tough decision when a guy has to make the call of, I just can't do this anymore. I mean, if he's to the point where, he just can't walk, right, which is probably the case with a lot of these guys. Back's hurting, knees hurting, ankles hurt, whatever your nagging injury is after being in the NFL for, 11? Has he been in the –
He's 29 years
10
old.
years? Oh,
He's
my gosh. 29. I thought he was older than that.
Nope. He was drafted in 2018. He played 7 years. Played 7 years. He was a top 5 center. He was in his career, he played 7 years. He was a top 6 graded center in 6 of the 7.
Wow.
He will go down as one of the most underappreciated players in our lifetimes. Because he was just a steady, consistent. That team wasn't always good. And, I mean, look, he's significantly younger than me. I can tell you I was in way better shape in my early 20s than I am now. Mm-hmm. God bless you for being able to look at that and go, mm-mm. I mean, look, Tank and I have a lot of friends that played in the NFL that you can see physical manifestations of you probably should have tapped earlier than you did.
Mm-hmm.
And Frank Ragnow's looking at it going, I got a family, I'm 29, plenty of money, good to go.
Yeah.
I am seeing in the chat, I believe it was Detroit Fan Man, that said they drafted 2 guards and they've had Tate Ratledge playing center since rookie OTAs. I think they knew this the whole time. They very well may have.
Maybe so.
The medical team may be the one that was telling them this too. He came in to do check-ins and he's not in May rehab shape.
Right.
That's just a part of the schedule it's different. It is different. And I will tell you, you don't rebound after. It's so funny, the tiers of I'm pushing 40. Tank, you've already hit 40.
Yep.
You've been telling me some of these things for months of, dude, you're going to hit a spot where you don't bounce back.
Yeah.
Like that bouncy ball's not coming back.
Oh, yeah. Everybody told me once you hit 40, it just hits different. And they're right. It does. It hits different.
According to my father,
guys like us that are, overweight, don't take good care of ourselves, maybe drink a little too much, maybe, whatever your vice may be, it comes earlier.
Hey, according to my
38 years old.
According to my father, if you haven't hit 60, you don't know excrement yet.
Oh, no doubt.
That was addressed to me and you, by the way.
That's the problem.
That was addressed to me and you. Complain at 40 an amount that wait till you hit 60, you're going to be in an iron lung.
Dead. That's probably where I'll be. Dead. So,
Oh, your wife just called you out. Your wife just called you out. Let's go.
What did she say?
She said, Tank better stop talking smack about me. I am super graceful. Ha! That's why you can't say things, Tank. Never know when she's listening.
Right. That's what a lie is.
Got him. I believe your wife is very graceful. I'm just going to give you that shovel, let you dig that hole, throw yourself in it.
I don't think you should. Okay, now that my wife has officially lied to the audience, we'll take a quick break here in the Sportsocracy.
Oh, no. R.I.P. Tank. We will miss Hurricane Tank.
On ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. Love you, Grace. We'll be right back.
This station is participating in a nationwide.
There, we're clear.
And Tank got killed.
3 lucky winners.
Tank went home and got murdered.
2025 iHeartRadio Music Festival on September 19th and 20th in Las Vegas, Nevada, and a $1,000 gift card. For more information about the sweepstakes, go to the station's website and click the Contests tab.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED.
See, now you've learned the valuable lesson I've had to learn since I've been doing this show from home. Because my wife can hear every word I say in the other room because I talk
you
so
can get
loud.
a full range of treatment for ED.
She called me after your little, or text me after your little run-in
It all
Friday
starts with an online intake form.
and said,
Get
"What
started
are
at
you giggling at?"
hims.com/radio. And from there, a medical provider
I then
licensed
took
in your
all of the
state
videos
will
I had
determine
been
if
sent
ED
and sent them
treatment
all
is
to her
right
at
for you.
once.
Right.
She
Be
was like,
shipped to you
"Now I
for
get it."
free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but HIMS can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. hims.com/radio.
The iHeartRadio app now has presets. Just like in the car. You're our number one. Make us yours. ESPN Asheville. The Mountain.
Facts. I've seen it happen, guys.
Your home for the Sportsocracy. Weekdays at noon. The Tar Heels and
what did you
Atlanta
see happen?
Braves baseball.
Andy said, it's sad that he speaks the truth. I could trip over a patterned carpet. Seen it happen.
And I've never felt more sure that you two were made for each other.
We were.
Stories of Kurt.
We're just tripping over ourselves.
And what their stories tell us about
I once
the
saw
nature
Tank
of
lay on
life.
the floor for 15 minutes. I'm reasonably
Listen to
sure
Medal of
because he
Honor on
couldn't get
America's
back up.
#1 podcast network, iHeart.
Well, that was all because of the alcohol.
Well, that's because you tried to drink with Jeremy and you
Radio
learned
app today.
Did you?
Sometimes you err, and I erred, okay?
Bingo.
Cuts of meat. Maybe
As long
it's
as you
time to
know.
reward
It's
yourself.
all about growth,
Our butchers
personal
cut
reflection.
all our meat fresh in the store every day. Grass-fed, organic, you name it. Not only that, we'll even cut it to order just the way you like it. And we grind meat fresh in the store
I'm
multiple times a
redoing
day.
Mullet Manor
It's all
over
in the
the
bag.
over my little 5
That's
days
the
off.
best meat in town for the best folks in town.
I'm
Ingalls.
looking at
Low
all the
prices.
equipment to
Love
do
the
this,
savings.
going, I don't know that I'm qualified to do this.
In the aftermath of Hurricane Helene, we found out a lot of things about our community. We saw neighbors helping neighbors, and we learned in desperate times one of the best things to have around is a redneck with a chainsaw.
Not just a chainsaw, boy, just country boys in general. When you live in these mountains, you figure it out. Like, you make stuff happen.
After answering the calls for help that they heard on the radio, the Chainsaw Brothers are still here, making it happen the right way. Fair, insured, and local. Need tree help? Call the Chainsaw Brothers. 316-1013. 316-1013.
Looking to buy or sell in Asheville? At Clarissa Sells WNC with eXp Realty, we're proud to be the #1 real estate team in Buncombe County. Give us a call, 828-774-6343. We're here for what matters most. You.
Do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Our mission, to improve lives with every interaction. This is JW, General Manager at Parks Ford Hendersonville. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com. That's parksfordhendersonville.com.
The Sportsocracy.
What are you people? On dope?
We're back in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville. 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. We got summer scouting on the docket for today.
There's no appeal on the docket today. Just my own sin.
No appeal. That's right.
This is two position groups that I could not feel more different about if I tried.
We got the running back class and the cornerback class. So you've already told me that the corner class is super stocked. So I guess the running back class is not good?
I have 12 corners in my top 100. I think this cornerback class could be outrageously good.
Okay.
Running back, on the other hand, I don't know.
Not so much.
There's one that a lot of other people like. I don't love him as much as everyone else.
I was going to say, there's quite a bit of talent at the top of the running back class. Handful.
Is there, though?
I mean, a handful. There's like
2
4 or 5 that are pretty good, aren't they?
2, and then a whole bunch of. You're going to have to prove it this year.
Okay. All right.
Jeremiah loves the one that everybody likes, and I don't just consistently try to be a poo-pooer of the top running back in the class. I kind of feel the same way about Jeremiah Love that I did about Ashton Jeanty a year ago. You realize he's done this against nobody, right? Oh, but he had 108 yards against Indiana. Yeah, and 98 of them were on one run. He had 10 yards the rest of that game. So maybe just calm it down on that a little bit. PFF has him at 7. I saw that and went, I don't even have him as the number 1 running back.
And they got him at 7 overall.
Overall. Well, meanwhile, there's a corner that I have in the top 7. But he does have some buts.
Okay.
Namely, he can't run right now, which is a little scary. Because he only has one knee that's still pieced together the way that it was supposed to.
Yeah. Summer scouting coming up later on in the program, running backs and the corners. We've got our 100 prospects in 100 days also coming up, which will feature the top running back and the top corner from this class. Also, we got a special guest coming up here in just a few moments. We're going to have a phone call here, or expecting a phone call from Mason Plumlee, former Christ School Greenie, Duke Blue Devil, current NBA player, and he's going to be hosting a camp here in town. So wanted to give him the opportunity to speak on that.
Great dude. I've been down the rabbit hole with his team, and they're just all fantastic people. And what they're trying to do and giving kids a chance to get high level coaching is as a guy that came up through that, and I was not nearly the player that Mason was. The coaching I got is what made me who I was. I had really good coaches that went, okay, so yes, you are tall, but you don't really play tall. So we're going to take that advantage of you're taller than most of the guys that are guarding you and use that to our advantage and maybe steer away from the fact that you're not the most aggressive rebounder you've ever seen in your life.
Jeremy, I do feel like we need to shout out your alma mater, by the way.
Woo!
T.C. Robertson Rams over the weekend, doing something that no team has ever done in the state of North Carolina. 3 straight baseball 4A titles. That's pretty impressive.
Baseball factory, baby.
Yep. Sweeping Laney over the weekend in the championship series. So good job for T.C. Robertson picking up another state title. That program has always been good.
It's just a factory. I mean, it's a factory of baseball talent. Now, I did not fit into that because I had 2 speeds. Strikeout, and good Lord, how far did that ball just go? I mean, it was super foul, but he killed that ball.
So you're like the Chris Davis of Little League Baseball.
No doubt. I was the fat kid that played first base and went, man, if he ever straightens that thing out, it's going to go forever. Right. The only problem is he struck out 10 times trying to hit that one.
Also, let's send a shout-out to the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Smoky Mountain alum, who is now at 23 home runs on the Major League Baseball season, leading the major leagues in home runs. Just pretty special. I know Chris Womack had said that he was going to try to give Cal a call, see if he could join us for Womack Wednesday. So we may have Cal on the program.
It will be later in the summer, but we will have him on. I talked to Chris on Friday.
Okay, good deal. Good deal.
The problem is that on West Coast swings, the time difference is. hey, Cal, you got to wake up at 8 a.m. All your workouts and things like that. You got to put those on pause to talk to the 3 Magoos in Asheville. We have 2 super chats to hit.
All right.
And we did miss the first one, which oh my God, I forgot about it.
Show me the money. I like the cash.
I forgot all about that stupid button. It was as bad this time as it was the first time. Because I was expecting Here Comes the Money, and it wasn't that, and now I'm really angry. And the first one was from Stephen Tao, and I did totally miss this. And if I do miss them, you'll have to do what Stephen did and go, hey, what game time? What kind of magazines does Tank have for potty time? There's only one real answer here, and the question is, do you have the huevos to say it out loud or not?
I don't have any magazines in my bathroom.
I don't believe you.
I don't.
I can see Tank having an old issue of the Sporting News from like 1998.
Now, my dad does. If you go over to my dad's house, there's a magazine rack that sits in the bathroom, and it's got all of the latest series of Entertainment Weekly. That's the only reason I know they still make that magazine is because my dad still gets it.
Hey, I live by simple philosophy.
He's old school.
Boss makes $1, I make a dime. That's why I potty on company time. We have one more too.
It's usually just playing games on the old phone.
Give me that money. Give me that money. Give me that money. Give me that money. Give me that money.
All right, the second one is from
Soaring Eagle, who said, I don't know what's worse, Tank's We So Sexy moment from last week or the Colorado Rockies in 2025. Which one's worse? No doubt it's the Colorado Rockies.
Yes.
Your moment was just humorous, to say the least.
Right. I mean, you can at least laugh at my moment.
For sure.
You feel bad laughing at the Colorado Rockies at this point.
For sure.
They still have only won 9 games. And they've played 60. That is horrific. They have a .153 win percentage. Ugh.
Woof.
Maybe we should start talking about relegation in baseball. Bring up the Savannah Bananas, and let's get rid of the Colorado Rockies.
The Savannah Bananas are bar none the most entertaining thing in baseball right now. And they had Troy Gloss and the fat kid from Sandlot take ABs over the weekend.
Yep.
Killing Me Smalls took an AB for the Savannah Bananas, and it's better than anything Major League Baseball has.
Yeah. You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville. Back after the break with a special guest, Mason Plumley.
ESPN Asheville.
And you're clear.
Your mountain weather forecast.
All right, pretty good rundown. Starting this first Monday of the month of June, second day of meteorological summer, living up to expectations. Sun today near 80, tonight clear, comfortable 55. Tuesday, sun's back, low 80s.
Hey, give me a minute here, Tank.
Same, pretty quiet weather for Wednesday and Thursday. Sunshine Wednesday, partly sunny Thursday with highs in the low mid-80s. Maybe some showers Friday. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Staging.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Don't postpone better sleep. Shop Mattress Firm's Memorial Day sale now. Upgrade to a premium bed from a curated selection and take your rest to the next level. Don't miss out. Visit Mattress Firm today. Get matched. Sleep at night.
My perfect day has sand, salt water, and friends. But my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, most people saw 90% clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free at 4 months. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Big news for drivers. Presets have landed on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with iHeartRadio. Access your favorite stations, podcasts, and playlists instantly right from your dashboard. Try the free iHeartRadio app on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto and take those presets for a spin.
Buying or selling a home doesn't have to be stressful. Let me, Clarissa Marshall with eXp Realty, your local real estate expert, guide you every step of the way. Whether you're searching for your dream home, looking to sell quickly, or exploring investment opportunities,
You froze,
I've got
just
the
so you know.
experience and the tools to get you the best deal possible. Call me, Clarissa Marshall with eXp Realty at 828-774-6343. Let's make your real estate dreams a reality. I'm your trusted realtor. I'm making moves and making dreams come true.
Mountain Graphics and Showtime Sports have teamed up under a new local owner to serve our community with the finest custom apparel and unique branded items at the best price. Mountain Graphics and Showtime Sports can customize whatever you, your team, or your local group may need with high-quality screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving. Visit mtngraphicsavl.com or showtimesportsavl.com. That's mtngraphicsavl.com or showtimesportsavl.com for your local one-stop custom apparel shops.
Welcome to the Ingalls Table, a delicious destination with recipes galore. Need to whip up a dessert, entree, side dish? No problem. The experts from the Ingalls Table take you through it step by step with expert tips and advice along the way. Find the Ingalls Table at ingalls-markets.com or
All right, we got him. We're good to roll.
You're frozen, just so you know.
And let's get cooking. Ingalls, low prices, love the savings.
The Sportsocracy.
You're just dumping a bag of hammers.
It is ESPN Asheville. This is the Sportsocracy, and we are coming to you live from the Ingalls studio, also the NFLDraft.net Mullet Manor, and we got a very special guest on the program with us here, a former first-round NBA draft. Well, I guess always will be a first-round NBA draft pick. Former Duke Blue Devil, former Christ School Greenie, Mason Plumlee joining us in the Sportsocracy. Mason, glad to have you on the program, man. How you been?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
All right, so you got a big camp coming up at Christ School at the toward the end of the month, June 22nd through the 25th. Tell us what kids are going to get out of coming to the camp.
Well, this is going into our third year, so I can say we've had a great first couple of years, and it's one of the few overnight camps anymore. A lot of NBA players do day camps; they do it in the market where they play. But I love getting back to Asheville, and it's fun. I think there's something gained for these kids when they're able to stay in the dorms. They get to eat 3 meals together. They get to hang out outside of just the gym time. So the kids love it. They've asked us to keep doing it. So we're going into year 3.
All right, now when it comes to your tutelage in basketball, what do you think are the most important things to start instilling in kids? Because this is a camp for kids between 11 and 18. What are the things that you think are most important to instill in kids that age as they're trying to grow into their basketball careers?
Yeah, well, I think, I always just start by telling the kids, look, if you came to one of our practices, it's still fundamentals, right? Like, the athlete gets better, the body type's a little different as you get to the higher levels, but if you were to go to spring training, they're taking grounders and catching pop-ups. So, we really reinforce the fundamentals, and then, for the kids, I just encourage them, if you have a love and a passion for the game, I think we all as kids, we dream of playing in the NBA, or we dream of playing in the Olympics, or these different things. But, I just always remind them how much the game can do for you outside of, making an NBA roster. So, I have friends and former teammates come in and speak about their journey through sport that's resulted in playing overseas or coaching teams or being with, college recruiting teams. So it's, the game's special. It can take you anywhere you want to go, really, and that's what I want to leave the kids with. And then some kids come and they just like the camaraderie of it, so they don't have basketball aspirations beyond high school, and that's cool too.
Yeah. Now, obviously, when you were coming up, I have to imagine that you went to a lot of camps over the years.
Yeah.
How did you take those experiences and kind of make your best practices for a camp experience?
Yeah, well, I definitely referenced the one. I got to go to one basketball camp this summer as a kid. My grandparents always sent me to the Gene Katie Purdue basketball camp.
Okay, yeah.
And that was the best reference point, rather than some of the more like high school elite camps and recruiting camps. And I just remember what was fun. What was fun was the competition. Being able to measure yourself and compete against kids that you don't see regularly. Because we have kids come in from the Southeast, of course, but Southwest, New York. And then as far, we've had kids sign up from Arizona. So it's just fun to play against people that aren't in your hometown and you see all the time. And then to put them in situations too where they're uncomfortable and we're challenging their games a little bit. So we do different drills, different competitions that challenge them.
Mason, you've been through so many stops in your basketball career. What keeps your love of the game alive at this point? Because now it feels, I have to imagine it, a lot of this is, business time now that you've been in it for so long.
Yeah. Well, that's a great question because, your motivations evolve kind of as your career and your, as your play does. So, for me, it's like, I think at the end of the day, I love to compete. So, I love the highs of winning and going through a 2-3 week stretch where you don't lose a game, but then also like, kind of those challenging points in the season where, as a group you either decide to come together and break through or, sometimes it doesn't go that way. So, to me, I like the challenge of a season, the challenge of a team coming together. And I also, at this point, I'm 35, there's an appreciation for there's not so many seasons left. So, I just want to enjoy it because you talk to every former player, all my teammates that are retired, they're like, man, enjoy it while you're playing because you'll miss it when it's gone. So I'm taking them at their word.
I have to ask this question because we spent, I don't know, probably a good 7 minutes at the beginning of the program, Jeremy and I both complaining about how old we feel at, he's 38, I'm 42, getting ready to turn 43. And just as normies, normal people with no actual real athletic training, we feel pretty terrible about our age. Now, you're in way better shape, but are you feeling your NBA age at 35?
I only feel it by how people talk to you or walk, kind of, I don't know, when your 19, 20-year-old teammate starts calling you Unc, I'm like, oh, man, like, this is not.
Yeah, that's. No.
Yeah, I was a rookie yesterday. But I'll say this, what's more important, the body feels good. I'm highly motivated. I'm hungry for next season. So mentally I'm in a good place. But every now and then, like, even when they mean well, like the sports performance staff, they're a little more conscientious of how's your body feel or like how's your, how are you doing? How are you feeling? Like, I'm okay. Like
you're getting to the point where they got to check up on the old man.
Exactly.
They started calling me Unc when I was 25. Is that bad? I feel like that's a bad sign for me.
Yeah, or the other one, like they don't say old head, but they say OG, I guess. And I'm like, that's not. I'm still here to play.
Right. No, I mean, you've done it at every stage, a high level in high school, playing for Christ School, top recruit, going to Duke, playing on the national stage there, first round NBA draft pick, NBA Rookie of the Year. You got a lot of experience to impart on these kids and bringing them in for 4 days of not necessarily not one-on-one training because you can't be one-on-one with all the kids or you'd never get anything done, but you know what I mean, like being able to impart that on the kids, let them have an amazing experience. And you say you're bringing in some friends as well?
Yeah, so like a lot of the counselors are area coaches, but we also, we have college coaches come in. One of my friends just joined the staff at Wake Forest. He's going to come down and be a guest speaker. The basketball world is small, so I've had, coaches from the Hornets that have landed at universities, and we just try to give kids different perspectives and different voices so that they can, understand, what is it's nice for me to tell them, but for them to hear from a coach like, hey, what are you looking for when you go scout an AAU game? Mm-hmm. Or like what stands out? Like, obviously everybody wants the guy scoring, the leading scorer, but like what are the what does Alex Caruso look like in a high school pickup game? Those kind of intangibles.
Right. I know that you talked about feeling good. You're ready for the next year in the NBA. But have you given a lot of thought to what's next after this? I mean, does this evolve into maybe a coaching gig down the road for you?
Yeah, I don't. I've kind of reserved thought on that until I get there. I'm just going to enjoy the moment. I will say this. I like this level. The kids love the game. It's pure. It's less business, but I'm also I've also been intrigued by the challenge of the front office in the league and kind of roster construction and those challenges too. So I could see myself going either way on that.
All right. So how do kids get involved? Where do they need to go to where do parents need to go to find out more about the camp?
Yeah. So if you just go to plumleybasketball.com, that's where you can find all the information. We're looking forward. Just a little overview. We're expecting to we have about 120 kids signed up, and this, for this year and next year, and until we decide otherwise, all the proceeds will go to benefit the rehab of Western North Carolina. So that's something that we feel strongly about. We love the area. We want to see it recover. So we partner with Regroup WNC for the proceeds of the camp.
Okay, Regroup?
Yeah, Regroup WNC.
Awesome. And thank you for doing that. Obviously, we need all the support that we can get after what we've been through with Hurricane Helene. And it means a lot. Every gesture means a lot. So we appreciate you looking out for the hometown. Well, not the hometown, but you know what I mean.
I claim it. I claim it.
We'll let you claim it. Absolutely. We'll claim you as a hometown kid. We can let you claim us as the hometown as well, or one of them. Anyway, the Christ School basketball camp, or Plumley basketball camp, again, that is coming up on June 22nd through the 25th for just boys ages 11 to 18, overnight camp. Be a good experience. Maybe meet obviously meet one former NBA player. You never know who else will show up. It's been a pleasure, man. We appreciate you taking out the time for us.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
You are in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. Mason Plumley. I did not have that on my bingo card. I mean, obviously, as a lifelong Tar Heel fan, I think I did that pretty well. Held back the anger, held back the hate. It was all good.
He's he's very well connected to a lot of coaches around the area, and they reached out to me last week. And I'll be honest with you, every single guy that I have been able to talk to through this, they're all just so impressive. And I can speak to it I went to a lot of these camps. So I mean, I went to Carolina basketball camp every year. Obviously, it came through the Robertson program. These camps mean a lot, and I liked hearing his perspective of coming at it from the current NBA player standpoint of wanting to give back, and it's really impressive to me what these guys are doing. And then you add in giving the proceeds back into Western North Carolina. You couldn't ask for a better group of guys than who is affiliated with this Plumley basketball camp.
No, that is so cool. PlumleyBasketball.com, again, is the website for boys 11 to 18, June 22nd through the 25th. You can go to PlumleyBasketball.com, learn all about the registration for the camp. I went to UNC Asheville basketball camp when I was a kid. I wasn't good enough to go to any of the other camps, and we weren't going to pay for the other camps because I wasn't that good. But the Don Doucette basketball camp, circa 1988, at UNC Asheville, was an experience that I will never forget. So I can only imagine
if you have
these,
kids,
bigger camps are like.
If you have kids that play the sport, and I'm so glad Mason touched on that some of these kids don't have aspirations to play past high school. I didn't. I knew. It's so funny that Mason was obviously a better athlete than me, but it's so funny how differently we looked at this because Mason knew he was good enough. I always knew that my path into sports was not going to be anything athletic. I probably could have played whatever, but I knew early on because I would go to these camps and you come up against these. I remember having a guard. I guarded Steph in a couple AAU games. I remember playing against Wayne Ellington. That was the one where I went, okay, so this is not the future for me because I had to guard Wayne.
That's when you knew.
We had shot against each other in a couple 3-point shootouts over the years. I knew him loosely, and then I had to guard him. And that's the thing. I can beat you in a 3-point shootout because I was a really good shooter. That's not me. Anybody that ever played with me will tell you that. You can contend with him. I beat him once. Then I had to guard him. And that's when you realize, oh, no. It's not like that. No. You might be able to play if there was a 21 league. You might be able to play in that because you can shoot free throws. You can shoot threes. But what I always gained from these camps was every one of them I went to, there was somebody that said something that resonated in my life. Completely outside of basketball. And I could probably give you 20 examples of this. Bill Guthridge is the one that I always clung on to because that was the camp the year I've talked about on this show. It was the hardest year of my life. Both my grandfathers died. Carolina basketball camp was right in the middle of it. And I remember Bill Guthridge giving this speech to the whole – it was an all-camp speech that he did on the last day. And it felt like he was talking directly to me. I know he wasn't, but it felt like he was. And some of those things have stuck with me throughout my entire life. And that was one of the reasons we wanted to get Mason on, is that there's no telling how many of those kids that are, as he said, coming from all over the place to go to this camp. There's no telling how many of them are going to gain something from this that will be with them forever. I highly encourage parents that have their kids in some kind of sport, get them into these camps. You gain so much more from it than just the skills and all those things. That's great. But hearing the way these guys think and how they treat their lives and how they treat their careers, that's what always really resonated with me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not the interviewer, so I don't chime in on these things, but it was something that I wanted to make sure I got in here.
Yeah. Once again, plumleybasketball.com is the website, and again, proceeds from this year's camp. And I believe he said moving forward or for the foreseeable future, proceeds from the camp will be going to help rebuild Western North Carolina after Hurricane Helene. And this year they will be benefiting Regroup Western North Carolina, which is an organization that is all about making sure that those who were affected by Hurricane Helene and lost their homes and are able to regroup. They're able to get back on their feet, get back into stable living conditions, and we're happy to have the help from Mason and from Regroup WBNC as well. RegroupCarolinas.org is their website. Jeremy, as we move into the next hour of the program, we got a lot to cover. We got summer scouting, running backs, and corners for the 2026 NFL draft class. You say one is stocked, the other not so much. Corners all over the place in 2026. Running backs got a lot to prove in this upcoming college football season, huh?
Well, my number one guy in this class is the one that I've just been on forever, and in the next hour I'll tell you who that is. We got a perfect amount of time here to kind of segue into this. So with our move to Womack Wednesdays, doing the local stuff on Wednesdays, it has freed me up to do a draft podcast that's going to be, it'll be weekly to start. It's going to be live. Then we'll put it out on all the podcast platforms. But I really want to dive in this year to not just what I saw on tape, but how I'm watching the tape, what it is that I'm actually seeing. Because I feel like over the course of the last few years, I get pushback sometimes that it's hard to explain to people. I'm not disagreeing with what you saw. I'm saying I saw it differently. And these are conversations that we have all over the NFL. I've got great friends that work in front offices that we can watch the exact same tape and see it two completely different ways. And I really want to dive more into that for the realest of draft nerds, where I can throw on a tape. It's non-monetized, so I can do whatever I want to, and just show you what it is that I saw. Corner, to me, is one of the more fun positions to watch because it's so open-ended. If you're a zone team, you look at a guy completely differently than I do. Because I'm looking at you across every scheme. Where can I get you that you'll fit in? And to me, it's very intriguing, and it is something that I want to kick the tires on more this year, and I'm very excited about.
Yes, summer scouting, running backs and corners, plus our two-a-days, 100 prospects in 100 days will reveal today's dynamic duo. Coming up after the break here on ESPN Asheville.
ESPN Asheville.
And we're clear.
Thank you.
Your mountain weather forecast.
All right, pretty good rundown. Starting this first Monday of the month of June, second day of meteorological summer, living up to expectations. Sun today near 80, tonight clear, comfortable 55. Tuesday, sun's back, low 80s. And as I've been saying, pretty quiet weather for Wednesday and Thursday. Sunshine Wednesday, partly sunny Thursday with highs in the low to mid-80s, maybe some showers Friday. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by Georgia Aquarium and World of Coca-Cola. Georgia Aquarium and World of Coca-Cola have joined together to give you double the bubbles for less. Visit both to take in the manta rays, then taste some rare sips. There's worlds to see, all under one deal. Get your combo ticket at AtlantaIcons.com.
Some people just know they can save hundreds on home and auto insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check your house sitter has the new code first, before leaving for vacation.
System lockout.
But that's the code!
Contacting authorities.
I'm out of here.
Oh, seriously, the car too?
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a home and auto bundle that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Potential savings vary. Allstate Vehicle and Property Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Home means something different to everyone. But with Rocket Mortgage, home can mean even more. It can mean a college education, taming your high-interest debt, even a renovation. We've made it easier than ever to use your home equity. That home you worked so hard for, now it can work hard for you. Call 800-4ROCKET or visit rocket.com to find out more.
Rocket Mortgage, LLC, licensed in all 50 states. NMLSconsumeraccess.org, number 3030.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
Hurry in to DQ for their sauced and tossed chicken strip baskets with flavor from the top, bottom, and everywhere in between. Try them today in Honey Barbecue or New Buffalo, only at DQ. Happy tastes good, only at participating Dairy Queen locations.
This is J.W. Whitley, General Manager at Parks Ford of Hendersonville, introducing you to this summer's Parks Community Hero, the American Red Cross of Western North Carolina. A critical need exists today. Join us on June 27th at Parks Ford of Hendersonville. Help save a life and donate blood, and make a direct impact in our community and support all of our community heroes. Nominate your Parks Community Hero today at parkscommunityheroes.com. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com.
Did you know Ingalls only sells USDA Choice and Prime cuts of meat? Maybe it's time to reward yourself. Our butchers cut all our meat fresh in the store every day. Grass-fed, organic, you name it. Not only that, we'll even cut it to order just the way you like it. And we grind meat fresh in the store multiple times a day. It's all in the bag. That's the best meat in town for the best folks in town. Ingalls, low prices, love the savings.
I'm Naheem Hines. I support the Muscular Dystrophy Association because they help my mom and kids like Ethan.
Thanks to the Muscular Dystrophy
Okay.
Association and people like you, I have
Good
more hope
to
than
go.
ever before.
Join us and learn more at mda.org today.
Now is the time.
I think very
for
highly
Braves
of those
country
guys.
to cheer a little louder as the 2025 Atlanta Braves start chopping their way back.
Fly ball to deep
That
right,
whole
way
group,
back
they're doing
there.
camps for the right
Gone.
reason.
Home run, Ozuna. Coverage brought to you locally by Parks Ford of Hendersonville.
Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com. That's parksfordhendersonville.com.
The mountain's home for the Braves. Asheville's #1 sports station, ESPN Asheville.
I'm Coley Duffy.
I'm Cody Ward.
And
we're the Chainsaw Brothers.
Woo! Actually, we're cousins. A few days after Helene, we was in the driveway having a couple beers, waiting on the power to come back on. And we heard so many people calling, needing trees removed, and couldn't afford it.
So I called my dad to borrow a chainsaw, and over the next few months, we cleared trees for our neighbors. Our business was born out of wanting to help West Carolina get back on our feet.
We are fully insured and licensed. We keep our promises, meaning if we say we're going to be there, we'll be there. In these parts, we live how we were raised.
When you call the Chainsaw Brothers, you're not a customer, you're family. We're good at what we do, and we do it for a reasonable cost.
For all your chainsaw needs, call the Chainsaw Brothers. 828-316-1013. Or find us on Facebook. See how we treat our family.
Are you still covered up with storm damage and debris?
Call us about our daily rates at 828-316-1013. That's 828-316-1013. We're the Chainsaw Brothers, and with our neighbors, we are Western North Carolina strong.
Woohoo! From the Ingalls studio, WPEK Fairfield.
So do you want to start with your two prospects?
Whatever you want to do. Following your lead, I'm ready for all of it.
Yeah.
The Sportsocracy.
It fires me up, man. I love it. Say it one more time.
The Sportsocracy.
I think we should do that.
Best
I don't ever
talk
book
is
guests, so I was trying to make sure
just
everybody was
earlier.
good. We're all allocated.
You just have to.
You're all good.
Your lunchtime dose of dumbassery, live from the Ingalls studio.
It is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. The Sportsocracy, heard everywhere you go on the iHeartRadio app, and we are seen everywhere on YouTube. Just go to thesportsocracy.com, click the live video link, subscribe to the channel, and join us in the chat. I want to thank again Mason Plumlee for joining us on the program. Talk about his camp coming up later on this month at Christ School. If you missed that, you can go back and catch that on the podcast. But if you are looking for a one-of-a-kind experience for your 11 to 18-year-old boy, then Plumlee Basketball Camp may be the thing for you. PlumleeBasketball.com is the website. Again, proceeds from this year's camp going to regroup WNC, helping folks get back on their feet after Hurricane Helene.
Those guys
Summer
do.
scouting.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No, you're good. You're good.
Those guys do camps and things like this. They do it for the right reason. And I know I'm kind of harping on that, but it's really so true. For guys that I didn't know any of them a week ago, and I find all of them to be really, really impressive.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's not me trying to kiss up to anybody. It's just the truth. I've dealt with a lot of camps. I used to coach at camps. And I have known there have been some people that didn't necessarily do these for the right reasons. And that's not this at all. They are, it's all about the kids. It's all about helping. It's all about, and it's just refreshing to hear. I came through AAU basketball. So you can infer that however you want to infer it. I've seen a lot of not necessarily trying to help the game. Right. These guys are 100% here to help the game.
I like the idea of a sleepaway basketball camp.
They were so much fun.
That's just cool to me.
I still have friends from camps that I went to that I still talk to this year.
I'm sure you do.
25 years later.
Mm-hmm. Lifelong relationships are made that way. Connections within the game as well. If your son is fortunate enough to be as skilled to have a future in this game, there are lots of good things that could come out of camps, and having somebody that may or may not have Mike Krzyzewski on speed dial teach your kid. It's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. Summer scouting, Jeremy. It is continuing as we roll closer to the football season. We are down to how many days? You're the one doing the countdown.
96,
97.
Are we talking about to the NFL season or to the college football season?
Yeah, you were posting up the other day, but, numbers and stuff. Greatest 98. Are you still keeping track of the days?
I am. We'll have another one of those today. We're 94 days away. I didn't feel the urge to do 95 because, we all know it's Quinnen Williams. So, yeah. Sunday, everybody's at church. No reason to get in an argument when, I'm just right. It's Quinnen Williams forever and for always. So, no big deal.
94, that's a good one. What do we got? Charles Haley.
Charles Haley's a good one.
He's got to be the 94.
Cameron Jordan's a good one. I'm trying to think of them off the top of my head. DeMarcus Ware. I feel like I'm forgetting one. It's going to bug me. I know there's a good one. I just want to keep saying Kabir Gabaja-Biamila. I loved him for like 2 years. I thought he was going to be a star.
Okay.
Dana Stubblefield. That's the one. Dana Stubblefield's the 94. I was like, I can see your head, but I can't think of your name.
That's a throwback. And thought about Dana Stubblefield a long time.
Dana Stubblefield had a cinder block on a pair of shoulders, and he was just a dog.
All right, so 94 days to go before the start of the NFL season, and Jeremy's been giving us 2-a-days, 100 prospects over the 100-day span. So today, since we're doing top running backs, top cornerbacks for the 2026 class, we'll take the number one in each of those categories.
So my number one running back is Nick Singleton. I don't know. And every year there's a running back like this. This past year it was Caleb Johnson. I can't figure out why you're not seeing this. Like, I keep hearing the love on Jeremiyah Love. Okay, I get it. He's fine, and he's younger, and he's less than half a year younger than Nick Singleton, who I've seen do it at a high level for a considerably longer period of time. Mekhi Hughes, that you've talked to me about, I like him. He's going to Oregon now, gets to play in that funky offense. I love Le'Veon Moss from Texas A&M. But the one I keep coming back to is, how are people not seeing this with Nick Singleton? To me, he's a perfect cross between Saquon Barkley and Miles Sanders. Because he is, and I do hate helmet scouting, where you compare guys. But you do have to remember, and this is something that I kind of embraced over the course of the last year, when you have the same coach in the building, the coach is looking for guys that fit the same mold. So it's not that untoward that you wind up with 4 or 5 running backs in a row that kind of remind you of each other. And Nick Singleton, to me, is a big kid. 226 pounds, and he can fly. And he can just do a little bit of everything. He had 41 receptions last year. That's unheard of in college football at this point for running backs to catch passes like that. Now, if you want the negative, yes, Katron Allen does take, it's a 1A, 1B kind of thing. But that doesn't mean that they're going to go into the NFL and be 1A, 1B type running backs. I think Nick Singleton can come in and be an immediate day one starter.
I agree.
And I don't think he's going to get the love because you are going to split carries between those two.
Mm-hmm. Well, you got too much stat scouting, right? You got too many people, not within the scouting community, obviously, but you got too many, talking heads and such that he won't get the buzz if he doesn't have huge numbers.
Well, I will say, and you just said it's not within the scouting community. Well, it is to a point.
Is it? Okay.
It is to a point. Guys get really duped by.
Uh-huh.
Look, you see a guy that puts up, and I'm not trying to rain on this kid. I swear to you, I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
You look at a kid like Mekhi Hughes that had 1,400 yards last year at Tulane. Oh, okay, he was playing at Tulane. All right, let's really dive into who he was doing this against. I'm not trying to squat on the kid or anything like that. It's just I really want to see him this year. I've already seen this out of Nick Singleton. I know what he is. And I feel like he's another one of those, and I talk about this every single year, of a guy that has success early, and then maybe he doesn't grow year over year, and you just rain on his parade. I don't think that's Nick Singleton, but I think that's what's happening to him. I'll tell you a fun stat about Singleton. He had 753 yards in 2023. He had 1106 last year. He had 3 more carries last year than he did the year before. His yards per carry jumped 2 full yards. That's impressive. I don't care who you are. If you want to go stats, that's a stat that actually matters to me. How many yards he runs for, I don't really care. Taj Brooks finished 8th in college football last year in rushing yards. It didn't change my evaluation of him at all. He's fine. He's just a big kid.
But when you can average 6.5 yards a carry, that's how you know. It's a good indicator.
It helps. It helps.
A good indicator.
And what's funny to me is Jarquez Hunter. All right, so Jarquez Hunter was a kid from Auburn. Last year, wound up with the Rams. A lot of people talked about how much they liked him. And then Nick Singleton, to me, is very similar to him. When I watch them on tape, I see similar traits. And then I get guys that loved Jarquez Hunter that are doing on Nick Singleton. I'm like, did you actually watch them, or are you just telling me, or are you regurgitating at me what you heard somebody else say?
Right.
I think Singleton's a dog.
I would agree. So Nick Singleton is your number 1 running back in the 2026 NFL draft class.
He's a top 25 player for me overall, and you know how hard that is for me to do with running backs.
That is high praise for Nick Singleton.
I have 5 more in the top 100. I don't have another one in the top 50.
Well, Catron's got to be in that group.
He is in that group.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. All right, how about your top corner?
Now, this one is a little bit – I'm going to say this is a little bit tougher of an evaluation. Because my number 1 corner is Jermod McCoy from Tennessee. Started at Oregon State, transferred to Tennessee, was an absolute dog last year. But he blew his knee out in January. I don't know when he's coming back. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know if he's coming back. This may be a kid that doesn't play it down all year. I have no idea. For Tennessee's sake, I really hope he does. Because they need him badly. Especially with the instability at quarterback now that you've had Iamaleava transfer out. I think this kid can be, I don't want to put him as high as Sauce Gardner, but I will say in terms of preliminary grade, he has the same preliminary grade for me that Derek Stingley had a few years ago. Which is high praise because I liked Stingley a lot. I am worried about the knee. I'm also worried about the fact that the athleticism is what really got him. So he's a bigger kid. He's over 6 foot. He's about 190. I think he's 195 pounds. I'm curious what the athleticism is going to look like now. I don't worry about as much as I did years ago. But now I look at Jermod McCoy and go, I need you to play. I need you to play, even if it's just in the back half of the season. I really need you to play. Because, look, this is not as cut and dry as running back. For me, Nick Singleton's my 1. There's very little that's going to change that. I mean, unless Jeremiah Love comes out and just absolutely eviscerates people, which he could, he would have to be so unbelievably good to pass what I've already seen in Singleton. Corner's not that way. Because you've got Avion Terrell at Clemson, Malik Muhammad at Texas, Mansour Delane that you know I'm a huge fan of at LSU. Got a couple transfers in DJ Harvey and Jeremiah Wilson. There are a lot of kids in this class that could end up being the number 1 corner. Jermod McCoy cannot afford for this to be a redshirt year. He needs to come back. And Bill Workman says he's coming back. I've heard that too. The only problem is that I haven't seen him anywhere near a field yet. And we're already into June. We're talking about this kid's going to have to be on a field in 2.5 months.
Right. I mean, should he be back on a field 6 months later? Not even 6 months later?
But I would like to see him running at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers was running full speed in 4 months after an Achilles. So, I mean, it can be done.
Right.
And I'm not judging the kid by any stretch. I'm just saying when you get into summer scouting, I got to start mitigating risk. Mm-hmm. And I can't fully mitigate it when I'm not seeing you doing anything. Tennessee's also being really cagey about him. Colleges are allowed to do that. It's not like the NFL where I got to give you an injury report every week. In college, I can just ignore it. And that's kind of what they're doing, which gives me a little angina.
All right, 100 prospects in 100 days. Jermod McCoy, the number one corner for Jeremy Green. Nick Singleton, the number one running back. We will get into the rest of the running backs and the corners when we come back here on ESPN Asheville. 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. We'll be back after this.
The city.
Las Vegas.
Clear.
Thank you.
The event.
Our legendary.
Have you seen this picture that Tal put into our group chat?
One stage.
2 nights.
No.
Killer Creations, some burrito place that I would.
Stream live only on
I would gain 40 pounds in one trip to this place.
Right here as the star-studded lineup is revealed tomorrow morning
at 8.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery. So,
oh yeah,
play it
I
safe.
could spend $100 in that place in 5 minutes.
Click Grainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
How do you?
Oh, General So's.
Here's a hint. It's got all-terrain tires, a tubular roof rack you can't miss, and it's tough inside and out with lava.
We have a super chat when we come back too.
In its natural habitat, climbing mountains, attacking rugged trails, and never backing down from any adventure. The first ever Nissan Rogue Rock Creek.
Intelligent all-wheel drive cannot prevent collisions or provide enhanced traction in all conditions. Always monitor traffic and weather conditions. Always secure cargo. Heavy loading of the vehicle with cargo, especially on the roof, will affect the handling and stability of the vehicle.
iHeartRadio's got you covered for the summer. Hit play on the perfect summer playlist like Summer Classics. Road tripping with commercial-free weekends on Smells Like the 90s. Or zone out in the shade with a good podcast. Your summer soundtrack is already in your pocket with the free iHeartRadio app. Find your next summer preset now.
Did you know Ingalls only sells USDA Choice and Prime cuts of meat? Maybe it's time to reward yourself. Our butchers cut all our meat fresh in the store every day. Grass-fed, organic, you name it. Not only that, we'll even cut it to order just the way you like it. And we grind meat fresh in the store multiple times a day. It's all in the bag. That's the best meat in town for the best folks in town. Ingalls, low prices. Love the savings.
Looking for something fresh on Thursday nights? Join us at Bear's Smokehouse Barbecue for WTF Thursdays. That's Women to the Front, a new live music series spotlighting incredible solo female artists. Every Thursday from 6:30 till 8:30 p.m. in partnership with WTF Fest, we're bringing powerful performances and good vibes to the stage. It's free, it's fun, and it's all about supporting women in music. WTF Thursdays at Bear's Smokehouse Barbecue, downtown Asheville.
This is J.W. Whitley, General Manager at Parks Ford of Hendersonville. I would like to introduce you to some of our very own Parks Community Heroes. Like Trent and Doug, whose first instinct was to fill their trucks with supplies and drive to the areas that were hardest hit in those first hours. Like Spencer, who helped build a bridge out of debris to rescue 7 families after the road was washed away. Nominate your Parks Community Hero today at parkscommunityheroes.com. That's parkscommunityheroes.com. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com.
The Sportsocracy.
These guys are a f***ing disgrace.
It is ESPN Asheville. This is the Sportsocracy, seen everywhere on YouTube and coming to you live from the Ingalls studio. Hey, just a quick note. Because I do love our great sponsors, and I don't do my shopping anywhere but Ingalls Supermarkets. Low prices, love the savings. I got the alert today, Jeremy, that coming up on Friday, 4 times gas points day. This Friday only. For every dollar you spend, 4 gas points at Ingalls Supermarkets.
Let's go.
Really adds up. It adds up over time, as it's saying. I went the other day and ended up getting gas much cheaper than I got it in South Carolina for, just using my points. So Friday's a big day. Ingalls Supermarkets, low prices. Love the savings. Summer scouting, Jeremy, as we prepare for our big tour, Part 2, the Ingalls Living the Dream Tour Part 2, and the run-up of the NFL season. Are we going to see some of these running backs on the tour this year?
I can. Let's see. Let's look at my top handful of running backs. We will certainly see 1, 2, 3, 4. We will no doubt see 5 of my first handful.
Very awesome.
Including our number 1.
Uh-huh.
Which is one of our longest trips of the year. To a place that's going to be really, really cold. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to lie. I'm not super excited about the cold. As a man that hates the cold, we do have a lot of it on this schedule this year.
I feel like you did that wrong.
Hey, we have some nice sunny places too. We see your team. Just throwing this out there, we see your teams way more than we see mine. Which, as the one that created the schedule, I don't like that I did that.
Well, I mean, you got to pick teams that are closer. Florida State's hard to get to. West Virginia, same thing.
Well, I didn't say we weren't going to see them.
No doubt.
Just said we don't see them as much.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, the number 1 running back in the class. Already said that is Nicholas Singleton.
He's my one, and it's really not all that close.
Mm-hmm.
When you watch him on film, it's so obvious how good he actually is. But then you get into that next tier, and for me, that's where Jeremiah Love comes in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying I'm not impressed by him. He's a home run hitter. Forced a lot of missed tackles last year. But a lot of them were big games against bad teams. And then I know he was hurt towards the end. I get it. You were just a complete afterthought. I mean, he was out there doing things, and it wasn't impressive. And okay, he's hurt. I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt. I don't know why you were out there if you were hurt, especially when you were that completely ineffective. But I want to see it for another year. Katron Allen, that's another running back from Penn State. It's not that I'm not impressed by him. I just don't think his role in the NFL is going to be – I think he's part of a committee. I see him more in that 3rd round range. But then we get into a few guys that I don't understand why they're not – they don't catch the love. One of them, it's because of where he plays. And I don't have any doubt about that. It's Jaden Ott. All right, Jaden Ott, well, he's at Oklahoma now, but he was at Cal. And so people didn't get to see him. It hurts me to say this, but it's true. Oklahoma may end up being really good this year. They got the number 1 quarterback in the class. They got the number 2 running back and I'm talking about the transfer class. You got John Mateer from Washington State. You got Caden Ott from Cal. You added a couple weapons on the outside. That Oklahoma offense could be really good. Defensively, T's and P's. Got hope for you.
But at least you could score some points, maybe.
I think Jaden Ott's going to be the one that the scouts knew about, and now the regular fan is going to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Of, man, this kid's good. This kid's really, really, really good. And you get him into the SEC, and you get him – that Oklahoma schedule, to me, gives them – they have a chance to be impressive. I'm trying to think of how to say this. They got some luck with the schedule. You will never see an easy schedule in the SEC. It doesn't exist. But they play one road game from the start of the season to about midway. Yes, you do have to play at South Carolina, at Tennessee, and at Alabama. It's all in the back half of the schedule. You start with a ton of home games. Illinois State. I can't remember where that Michigan game is. Is that in Norman? I think it is. I think it's in Norman. You catch Temple, which is at Lincoln Financial Field.
Mm-hmm.
Then you get Auburn, Kent State, Texas is in the Cotton Bowl. Those are all winnable games for them. And you start 6-0, you're coming downhill against South Carolina, Ole Miss, Tennessee, Alabama, and LSU.
Mm.
Now, do I think they're getting out of that unscathed? No, I don't. No, I do not. But it's going to be a vast improvement over what we saw last year. Oklahoma was terrible by the end of last year.
Mm-hmm.
And between the quarterback and Jaden Ott, I have a lot of hopes.
Okay, so Jaden Ott, is he – I'm confused. Are we up to 5 now?
That he's my – let's see. Singleton is my 1. Jeremiah Love is my 2.
Mm-hmm.
Katron Allen is my 3. Jaden Ott is my 4. Then we get to the kid that I know you really like, Mekhi Hughes.
I do like Mekhi Hughes.
I don't know how that's going to look at Oregon. I mean, look, the fact you were so good at Tulane, awesome. One of the only things I really love about the transfer portal is we get these group of 5 kids that get to go up to a P5 school, and now you get to show me what you really are.
Yes.
By the way, watch the hit rate in the NFL draft scream through the roof. You want to know why these kids are haggling over that second-round guarantee now? That's why. That's why. Because now I've proven myself in a way that I never would have before.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I deserve guaranteed money. And I'll be honest with you, I agree with you. Mekhi Hughes has a chance to show that what he did at Tulane, he can do at Oregon as well. He's rushed 1,400 yards 2 years in a row. He's got 22 touchdowns, 23 touchdowns in 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
But it was at Tulane. And I'm sorry, I do look at the group of 5 differently now than I did in the past.
Well, I mean, I always feel like you have to. Yeah, I mean, there's no denying a guy's talent sometimes. But also, if you're putting up big numbers, that's all well and good. But I do want you to prove it. And I think you're right. I think that's one of the great benefits of the transfer portal NIL stuff is that now you get the opportunity for smaller school guys to actually prove that they can play. Now, how many times do we see smaller school guys come into the NFL and have great success? Right? It's happened a lot. But I think the opportunity for you to be able to prove it is something is going to be a great benefit, not only to the player, but also to the NFL teams that are going to be drafting them.
Well, I mean,
he seems to me like a guy who just has a little bit of everything. He's got some straight line speed, he's got some lateral movement, he's got hesitation moves that are kind of nasty. But there again, he was doing it against dudes who played for Rice.
Exactly.
Right.
If you doubt how much the group of five thing matters, just go look at the transfer portal rankings. Just go look at the top 50 or 100 guys that transferred. Look at where they all landed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at it right now. You know where they landed? South Carolina, Oklahoma, LSU, Georgia, Nebraska, Ohio State, Michigan, Clemson, Texas Tech, LSU. It's because they want to play at that highest side. That's why I've laughed about this playoff thing to such a point of we don't really care what you think. Like Tulane, you're awesome. You know, you got a cool logo and some awesome swag. And you will be a lot of fun to watch in the Birmingham Bowl next year. But in terms of the playoff, we don't really care what you think. And I'll be honest with you, the ACC and Big 12, we only kind of care about what you think.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, that's coming from a guy who went to a Big 12 school and cheers for an ACC school. So just add all those things together and maybe you understand that my bias should be the other way, not what I just said. But I do look at Mekhi Hughes as I like him better than some others do. I've seen him in transfer ranking lists where he wasn't even the top 100.
Wow.
And that, to me, more speaks of the depth of the transfer portal than it really shaded him. But I am intrigued. I am intrigued as to what you can do at this higher level.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get to the guy that I'm going to talk about 9 million times.
All right,
it's Le'Veon Moss. Le'Veon Moss out of Texas A&M. I loved him so much in this class. And I thought there was no doubt he's coming out. If for nothing else, because he was better in 23 than he was in 24. Still getting limited touches. He combined has barely played 500 snaps at Texas A&M. But I think this is the year that you see him kind of as the guy.
Okay.
I mean, you look at Texas A&M up and down. Yeah, they added Kevin Concepcion. There's not a ton to that offense. You lost your quarterback, who I never really bought into. I keep seeing old mock drafts where they had him in the top 10. I'm like, the hell were you looking at? Did you think? Did you not know what number he wore? Because I don't understand how you got there. And now you're going to see Le'Veon Moss be more of the focal point. He's got a perfect NFL running back build. And in limited work, he has just shown a real ability to do all the things that I want out of an NFL running back. I don't think he's been special yet, but I've seen special flashes. He will be one of the highest. How do I say this? He will be one of the highest players on my board that is super discrepant from everybody else. I haven't seen him in the top 100 anywhere else. He's in mine.
I was going to say, probably he's got to be pretty high if he's the top 5 running back.
He's my 6th.
Or 6, excuse me.
He's my 6th. And that's the only 6 that I think I said 8 earlier. He's the 6th running back, and he is the last one in the top 100.
All right, Le'Veon Moss, Texas A&M running back, number 6 on the 2026 running back summer scouting list from Flostradamus. Jeremy Green will take a break. When we return, we will continue summer scouting. Up next.
ESPN Asheville.
Clear.
Thank you.
Your mountain weather forecast.
All right, pretty good run now. Starting this first Monday of the month of June, second day of meteorological summer, living up to expectations. Sun today near 80, tonight clear, comfortable 55. Tuesday, sun's back, low 80s. As I've been saying, pretty quiet weather for Wednesday and Thursday. Sunshine Wednesday, partly sunny Thursday with highs in the low to mid-80s. Maybe some showers Friday. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Staging.
This report is sponsored by Britt and Tilson.
What's up, Western North Carolina? It's Billy Britt and Matt Burns with Britt and Tilson Glass, home of the shower door company. Give us a call or text for all your glass and shower door needs at 828-469-0600 or visit us at brittandtilson.com. Your HMI Pro Glazer.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
Oh, these polymers aren't as flexible as batch K3.
Researcher Laurie is stretched thin.
Did you get the vulcanization analytics from V66? Oh, wait, are these rubber scores from last week?
She needs to hire new lab technicians so she can bounce back into her old self.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our matching platform lets you spend less time searching and more time connecting with candidates. Redeem your $75 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
iHeartRadio just gave driving an upgrade with Presets, now on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Your go-to stations, podcasts, and playlists, all just a tap away on your dash. Start your engine, hit play, and drive happy. Free with iHeartRadio on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto.
I'm Coley Duffy.
I'm Cody Ward.
And
we're the Chainsaw Brothers.
Actually, we're cousins. A few days after Helene, we was in the driveway having a couple beers, waiting on the power to come back on. And we heard so many people calling, needing trees removed, and couldn't afford it.
So I called my dad to borrow a chainsaw, and over the next few months, we cleared trees for our neighbors. Our business was born out of wanting to help Western North Carolina get back on our feet.
We are fully insured and licensed. We keep our promises, meaning if we say we're going to be there, we'll be there. In these parts, we live how we were raised.
When you call the Chainsaw Brothers, you're not a customer, you're family. We're good at what we do, and we do it for a reasonable cost.
For all your chainsaw needs, call the Chainsaw Brothers. 828-316-1013. Or find us on Facebook. See how we treat our family.
Are you still covered up with storm damage and debris?
Call us about our daily rates at 828-316-1013. That's 828-316-1013. We're the Chainsaw Brothers, and with our neighbors, we are Western North Carolina strong.
Woohoo!
All right, weird.
Friday Night Rivals, televising college basketball games.
I'm sad at the end of the
taking you out to
end of the show too.
Minor league park.
Oh, okay.
So I have to come up with just
low
a
prices. Love the
baseline song or something.
Do better, be better every day. That's the Parks promise. Our mission: improve lives with every interaction. This is JW, General Manager at Parks Ford Hendersonville. Experience the Parks promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com. That's parksfordhendersonville.com.
On the weird scale, there's Vegas, there's Florida, and there's Asheville. Let's get weird, Asheville.
And we are back in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville. Jeremy, we got on a lot of planes, or I did this past year. I flew way more than this past year than I did in my entire life. And I know that's not saying something for somebody who used to live in airports like you did.
Yes, there was a time there that I was actually thinking about, hey, can I just put a Murphy bed right there? Because I'm here way too much.
I did a lot of traveling on airplanes, and never, ever, ever in any of those did I once actually think about what possibly dangerous could somebody be bringing on this airplane right now, because I trust the process.
You never think about that?
I never think about that.
Oh, I 100%. I in every airplane I've ever gotten into, I have sculpted my route to being the hero.
Really?
Oh yeah. If somebody gets out of line, this is how I am going to disarm them and throw them out that door right there.
No, I have no illusions that I will be the hero in any of those scenarios, and I would definitely not be the hero if I don't know, a man snuck onto my airplane with 47 venomous snipe vipers in his possession. The Mumbai airport, a man got caught trying to bring 47 venomous vipers onto the plane, as well as other reptiles, in his luggage. Things get a little crazy over there. They got a lot of exotic animals, venomous snakes and things like that you don't have in other parts of the world. And I guess they sell pretty well on the black market. However, I feel like this is public flogging territory. Like you put me potentially on a plane with 40 snakes. I saw that Samuel L. Jackson movie. It was terrible, but I will cuss probably just as much, if not more, if I am stuck on a plane with venomous vermin.
I would rather you bring 45 snakes on a plane than you sit your dog in your lap.
What?
I was on a plane a few years ago, and a girl had I call them purse dogs.
Okay,
she had a purse dog that apparently did not like men. The dog barked at every man it saw.
And constantly throughout the flight.
Well, she was sitting next to me, so.
Oh, dear.
Mm-hmm.
How did the dog survive the trip?
A lot of patience from me. Like, you could put him in a little carrier underneath this plane.
Cow.
The Gambit fan said, did the dog not like men, or was it crying for help? Well, I'm trying to be nice here. The dog was in a purse. It's so funny to me that we don't talk about our weird stories or anything like that. We just kind of try to surprise each other with them.
Right.
And how often yours will have to do with planes, and so does mine.
Mm-hmm.
Mine comes from a British Airways flight from San Francisco to London. I don't know how many flights you've been on. I've never been on one that long. But I've been on a plane for a pretty good long time.
Mm-hmm.
There has always been, at least I've always been told, that sometimes when flight attendants kind of lose it, they really lose it. Well, one of the attendants on this particular flight took it to another level. It was a double-decker Airbus A380-800. Had a luxury cabin, a Club World cabin, had all kinds of stuff. Not stuff that's super common on flights that you would see domestically. Well, over the course of the flight attendant disappears. They can't figure out where he's gone. So they go searching for the flight attendant. Tank, would you like to take a guess where they found him?
In the bathroom.
He was in the bathroom. The Club World cabin loo, as it was described in The Sun.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think he was doing?
Adult things.
He was not playing. He was not having a one-man band show, if that's what you're about.
Easy.
However, he was nude with his phone out, dancing about.
No, he wasn't.
He was having a one-man club party.
He was naked TikToking?
Apparently that's what he was doing. Don't know if it was TikTok, but it was some form of social media. And he was also higher than a giraffe's ear holes. He had taken a lot of recreational club drugs.
Mm-hmm.
The report was, we think the guy popped pills when he was meant to be working. It's an extraordinary thing to do. The plane was cruising at 37,000 feet over the Atlantic, but this bloke seemed to be higher than anyone else. I don't actually know what the crime is here, but he was detained at Heathrow, taken out in a wheelchair, and received medical attention.
Uh-huh.
What's the crime in that? He was behind a closed door. I mean, I guess he's publicly intoxicated?
Yeah, I guess. And there's, I don't know. I don't know what the crime in that could be. I mean, there's definitely like an ethical thing with your employer, right? You can't do that.
I understand how they fired him.
I don't believe that would I don't believe that's codified into law.
Yeah, listen, Benjamin.
Stewardess cannot take part in drugs.
Listen, Benjamin, it's an airplane, not a helicopter. Let's go. I told that whole story just for that joke. Whole story just for that one joke. Woohoo!
You're a child.
Awful small helicopter. Sorry. I am a child. I'm a big grown child.
All right, who else is back to business? Who else is on the summer scouting list, watch list for running backs in the 2026 NFL draft class, Jeremy?
Well, I mean, you get into the watch list. That's a lot deeper.
Mm-hmm.
I don't so I'll put down names. It's such I'm trying to think of a better way to say this than I'm going to. It's such guesswork when you get past 100 because you got so many guys that are sliding into roles that they haven't played at a super high level. So, like, you haven't seen a ton of reps from guys. You know, Jonah, what's his name? Jonah Coleman from Washington. I mean, I like him. He's really short. And that, you know me and short running backs.
Mm-hmm.
But he's one of the guys that's played the most snaps of all the other guys I've got left.
But he's beefy. 5'9", but he's 230 pounds.
Mm-hmm. Do me a favor. Name me a running back built like that I've ever liked before.
That's not one.
Yeah, it's good. That tends to be one of those. I treat running backs a lot like I treated my dating record. At a certain height, I do not want you to be a certain weight, and you can call me shallow, but it's true. That's just the way it is. We all have our preferences, and I'm not a big fan of the short, beefy running back.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't like Taj Brooks last year. I could go on and on and on. It just doesn't do much for me. But then you look at a guy like Justice Haynes. And I know a lot of people like him because they think he's just going to be the next in a line of running backs at Michigan. He's played 350 snaps in his career and hasn't really done anything that makes me jump up and down. So, I mean, I got names, but I don't think this class is very good, and it gets so thin so fast.
Mm-hmm.
Like, once we get past Le'Veon Moss, it's ooh. Did you draft a running back last year? Because I feel like you should have drafted a running back last year.
Because if you didn't, you may not find a good one this year.
It's a lot of guys that, I mean, there are a bunch of big running backs. I've never in my life seen so many guys in the top 25 that are, you know, Roydell Williams is 214 pounds. Terrion Stewart's 220. Caleb Jackson's 235. Roderick Robinson's 235. Dante Dowdle's 225. I don't tend to like the gigantic running back. Because what happens, you get to the NFL level, you're playing against high-level linebackers, they knock your head off. And you don't tend to, your 4.48, your 4.52 is not overly impressive. Now, if you got feet like Caleb Johnson did, okay, we can talk.
Mm-hmm.
But in this class, I'm seeing more guys that look like they run through cinder blocks. You're the Mike Allstott guy, not me. And I get it. I liked him. But I'm not jumping up and down about it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you have to earn that, right? If you're that kind of running back, you got to go through a lot to earn respect. There are even people today who say Mike Allstott was overrated, which is dumb, in my opinion.
I mean, I can't in a vacuum say that because it depends on what you're saying. I mean, there are people that talk about he should be in the Hall of Fame, and you're smoking drugs. But was he a great player? Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, he was a glorified fullback. So
he was one of the best of all time,
for sure. I'm not saying he wasn't a legend at his position. I just said his position wasn't worth playing. You know, there's a difference. It's like punter.
Wow.
Hey, you're the greatest punter that ever lived. Sweet.
Hey, those guys still get into the Hall of Fame. It takes a while, but
Ray Guy, end of message. Shane Leckler will get in when we're about 70.
There you go. See?
Putting in work with Bill Workman, he had another one that I haven't mentioned him specifically. It's Darius Taylor from Minnesota. I have watched him, and I get it. I see the high side. I just don't have enough depth on him to. I can't get up in arms about him yet. He was one of those guys, though, that if you go back, I think he ran for like 3,000 yards in high school or something like that.
Wow. That's pretty impressive.
It's one of my notes on him. Ran for 1 billion yards in high school. Don't know why I didn't put the number. I would have been shorter to just write the number. But sleep-deprived people do sleep-deprived things, I guess.
All right, any other running backs you want to mention for the summer scouting session?
Miami always seems to have one, and Mark Fletcher, I believe, is the next one. I don't think he's going to come out in this class, but he was impressive to me. Amarian Peterson from UTSA, he is somewhat impressive to me. And he's at Southern Cal now. That's the hardest part of this is you make a note of a guy. Hey, I really liked his tape at UTSA. Yep, not there anymore.
Nope.
Hey, where's he playing? I don't know. There's like 42 of these running backs that have transferred somewhere else. It's hard to keep my brain locked in on it.
Down with the freedom of movement.
Yaheem White. I mean, not to be a West Virginia homer, but Yaheem White. He makes Darren Sproles look like Manute Bowl, but he is a shifty little feller.
How short is he?
5'5".
Oh, boy. All right,
I think they list him at 5'7", but you can very quickly cut through that and go, if he's 5'7", the quarterback's 6'7". So, and he is not.
All right, and what was his name?
Yaheem White.
Yaheem White.
He is super shifty.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there are a handful of other guys. It's just running back for me it's why I wanted to do it so early, because it's so hard for me to look at. All right, I'll give you a depth of understanding here. You like Branson Robinson a lot, don't you?
I mean, I did.
Okay, explain that. Explain why you don't anymore.
Well, I mean, I really liked him coming into Georgia because he looked really good in shorts. Hasn't really been able to do much.
Because he keeps getting hurt, right?
Exactly.
How many snaps has he played at Georgia total?
Oh, 150 maybe?
You're low, but not by much. It's 163.
Yeah.
Branson Robinson is in my top 30 of running backs on the watch list. I saw Ashton Genty take more snaps than him in 2 games.
Mm-hmm.
And he still merits being mentioned. Because he is a freak of nature.
That he is.
You watch him in a weight room.
Mm-hmm.
He is probably proof positive of you can work out too much.
Dude's a Terminator.
He does look like a Terminator.
He has been grown man muscles since junior year in high school.
Mm-hmm.
He can't stay healthy. Can't stay on the field long enough to even climb the depth chart.
And that's the thing. You get into with running backs, it's such a discretionary position that if you need one, you typically just go get one. Because there's always a guy at UTSA or Tulane or down the group of 5. So it's not necessarily – it's hard for me to look at a guy and go, yeah, you're going to climb the depth chart. Well, you could. But they also added this kid from Tulsa that could end up being the starter. So you get down the list and it's, okay, so you've got 400 total snaps. You may be the starter. You may be the 3. I don't know, because these teams just stock up to such a point. Now, the other position we're going to do today, it does not have that problem, because corner is getting worse. The play at corner is getting worse and worse by the year. And so when you see a good class, you go, oh, we got a mess of first and second day picks, and I get really excited.
Okay.
We do have a
Pretty
super
deep.
chat before we go into the commercial, though.
All right. Give me just a second. Let's.
I was really afraid that was going to be Lounge Lizard Louie with his rendition of "Throw Coins in My Cup so I don't starve to death." Sir Jimothy, he said, just stopping in to support. Greatest 94 of all time was DeMarcus Ware. I agree. But I think Cameron Jordan's close.
Really?
I think Cameron Jordan's
Both
really
better than Charles Haley?
Charles Haley's tough because Charles Haley played on teams that were so good.
Sure.
DeMarcus Ware played on teams at times where it was, hey, I'm the only one you're scared of. Cool. I'm going to cut through your offensive line like a hot knife through butter. See, to me, Charles Haley and Cameron Jordan would be very close. To me, they had very similar careers. The only difference is one of them played on a team that was really, really good. And the other one, he was the best. Cam Jordan was the best player on that team for a really long time. I think he'll go down as another one that's just super under-recognized.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he'll get his flowers.
I don't know that he will.
Really?
Well, I mean, just think about it. In terms of pass rushers in both of his two eras, where does he fit? Is he in the top 5 of either one? He's on the older side of right now. He would have been on the younger side of when he came into the league. Can you put him in the top 5 pass rushers in the league at any point? There were so many.
Yeah, I would say maybe.
Those guys tend to get lost. I'll give you an example. Right. And I think the careers are super similar. Jared Allen. Nobody ever talks about Jared Allen when we're talking about great pass rush, outside of you, because you have some kind of weird fixation on him.
I love Jared Allen.
It's because you love mullets. Just, you can admit it. It's fine.
It's true. It's true.
But he never comes up in a national discussion.
Right.
And I think Cameron Jordan's going to be the same way. It's unfortunate for both, because they both deserve to be up there.
Yeah, but they'll both be in the Hall of Fame. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, but it could take longer than you think.
Maybe so. Look, I will say this: Charles Haley, who was the other one? Who did
Cameron Jordan.
DeMarcus Ware, Cameron Jordan. None of them are Matthias Kiwanuka, though. He's greatest 94.
Oh my God, we just found his football Buster Rhymes. Matthias
Kiwanuka.
You just threw a name that didn't belong in that discussion, not nary a little bit. We talk about greatest rappers of all time. We're talking about Nas. We're talking about Tupac. And you throw out a Buster Rhymes. It's Matthias Kiwanuka.
Yep.
I would never say that to his face, but
I was getting ready to say that.
Sure.
You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400. We will continue after the break. Summer scouting, talk about that deep corner class.
Your mountain weather forecast.
All right, pretty good run now. Starting this first Monday of the month of June, second day of meteorological summer, living up to expectations. Sun today near 80, tonight clear, comfortable, 55. Tuesday, sun's back, low 80s. And as I've been saying, pretty quiet weather for Wednesday and Thursday. Sunshine Wednesday, partly sunny Thursday with highs in the low to mid-80s. Maybe some showers Friday. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by WhatsApp.
On WhatsApp, your personal messages stay private. So things like those selfies from last weekend's party stay between you and your bestie. Because on WhatsApp, your personal messages are yours. No one else can see or hear them, not even us. WhatsApp. Message privately with everyone.
Grig Electric is now hiring. Excellent pay, competitive benefits, year-end bonuses, and more. Company vehicles issued for licensed electricians. Go to grigelectric.com or call 828-232-0021 to join the team at Grig Electric, serving WNC since 1976.
News, weather, traffic.
This just in.
We're the voice of the mountains.
But I love you guys, keeping us updated on everything.
Connecting Western North Carolina since 1926. News Radio 570, WWNC.
How do you spot the all-new Nissan Rogue Rock Creek? Here's a hint. It's got all-terrain tires, a tubular roof rack you can't miss, and it's tough inside and out with lava red detail. You'll also find it in its natural habitat, climbing mountains, attacking rugged trails, and never backing down from any adventure. The first ever Nissan Rogue Rock Creek.
Intelligent all-wheel drive cannot prevent collisions or provide enhanced traction in all conditions. Always monitor traffic and weather conditions. Always secure cargo. Heavy loading of the vehicle with cargo, especially on the roof, will affect the handling and stability of the vehicle.
I'm Naheem Hines. I support the Muscular Dystrophy Association because they help my mom and kids like Ethan.
Thanks to the Muscular Dystrophy Association and people like you, I have more hope than ever before.
Join us and learn more at mda.org today.
Buying or selling a home doesn't have to be stressful. Let me, Clarissa Marshall with eXp Realty, your local real estate expert, guide you every step of the way. Whether you're searching for your dream home, looking to sell quickly, or exploring investment opportunities, I've got the experience and the tools to get you the best deal possible. Call me, Clarissa Marshall with eXp Realty at 828-774-6343. Let's make your real estate dreams a reality. I'm your trusted realtor. I'm making moves and making dreams come true.
Welcome to the Ingalls Table, a delicious destination with recipes galore. Need to whip up a dessert, entree, side dish? No problem. The experts from the Ingalls Table take you through it step by step with expert tips and advice along the way. Find the Ingalls Table at ingalls-markets.com or swing by the store and pick up your free copy of the Ingalls Table magazine. And let's get cooking. Ingalls, low prices, love the savings.
This is J.W. Whitley, General Manager at Parks Ford of Hendersonville, introducing you to this summer's Parks Community Hero, the American Red Cross of Western North Carolina. A critical need exists today. Join us on June 27th at Parks Ford of Hendersonville. Help save a life and donate blood, and make a direct impact in our community and support all of our community heroes. Nominate your Parks Community Hero today at parkscommunityheroes.com. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com.
Bear Smokehouse Barbecue in Asheville has two things that all Sportsocracy fans crave: bold flavors and big portions. Oh, yeah. And they've got the balls. Bear's famous bear balls are packed with mac and cheese, pulled pork, cornbread, and deep fried and then topped with bacon and cheese sauce. This is the place to be. Live music on Saturdays and the first Sunday of every month. They partner with the Guitar Bar to host Mr. Jimmy's Barbecue Blues. Bear Smokehouse Barbecue in downtown Asheville and South Asheville.
Mountain Graphics and Showtime Sports have teamed up under a new local owner to serve our community with the finest custom apparel and unique branded items at the best price. Mountain Graphics and Showtime Sports can customize whatever you, your team, or your local group may need with high-quality screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving. Visit mtngraphicsavl.com or showtimesportsavl.com. That's mtngraphicsavl.com or showtimesportsavl.com for your local one-stop custom apparel shop.
From the Ingalls Studio, WPEK Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, W225CJ Candler, the #1 preset in your car, and the new and improved iHeart Radio app. Free never sounded so good. Live from the Ingalls Studio.
I can't wait to play with myself every day.
The Sportsocracy.
Damn the devil to hell! Let the big dog see! Let him on the field!
Come get you some of this.
Fire them cannons! By golly, put more powder in those things.
He couldn't take any more disappointment.
Oh my God. The Jets killed him.
It is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400, the Sportsocracy. Heard everywhere you go on the iHeart Radio app and seen everywhere on YouTube. Just go to thesportsocracy.com, click the live video link, subscribe to the channel so you can join us in the chat here each and every day. I got the hiccups.
That was adorable.
My goodness, I apologize. That was not intended. Welcome into the program. If you are just joining us here on this Monday afternoon of another shortened week here in the Sportsocracy. In fact, I only have to put up with Jeremy for 2 days of this week.
Woohoo!
And then I have like an entire week off. No Jeremy.
You have more than that.
I'm all for.
Yeah, because you go from you have to finish. You have to get to 3:00 tomorrow. Then you will physically not speak to me again until the following Friday.
I'm sure we probably will. We will probably
for
speak
sure
between now and then.
We see too many mullets out in the wild. You sent me a picture of the Anheuser-Busch Auburn guy in Atlanta yesterday.
Right.
You look, Tank. We all know you can't quit me.
Yeah.
It's
I know. Yeah, I can't at all.
I'm like really good recreational crimes. I may be killing you, but you love it.
We'll have shows for you today and tomorrow, obviously today and tomorrow with Jeremy. Then Womack Wednesday, our first Womack Wednesday of the summer, will be coming up. And Chris Womack, the sports director at News 13, will join me in the studio on Wednesday for the program. And then Thursday, we're preempted by Braves. Friday's an off day. And then I am off all next week until Friday, as Mark Starling and I will be headed to Washington, D.C. to go make fools of ourselves at a formal dinner. It should be quite fun. He asked me, they sent us an email yesterday that said, if you would like to amend your acceptance speech of the Leadership Foundation, the National Association of Broadcasters Leadership Foundation Service to America Award, that we could do so. And he said, do you want to say anything in front of the crowd? And I thought, no, I don't. I'll be happy to stand on the stage and just wave. 'Cause I don't know. I'd be afraid what I might say and who's going to be in that crowd. That's the other thing.
Oh, I couldn't resist.
The National Association of Broadcasters, I have no idea. I have no idea who's going to be sitting in that front row. I do not want to have lines to say.
Oh, and I know what I would have said.
What is that?
James Pierce Jr. was not a character red flag. Thank you.
Of course you would have.
The mullet is the greatest hairstyle of the 20th century, and Creed was the greatest band of the 20th century.
Yeah.
There are two opinions, that and wrong. Thank you.
It's not going to hurt my feelings at all for you to just go ahead and handle that whole acceptance speech thing. You do you, dog. I'll just stand in the background and look pretty and wave.
Oh, yeah, you do. I mean, you got two shows where you struggle to get a word in edgewise.
Sometimes I do.
Oh, no. Putting in work with Bill Workman got it right. You should have asked for one line and just said, this one's for Dale, and held up a 3. That would have been the greatest ever. By the way, have you watched the Earnhardt documentary?
I have not seen the
You
Earnhardt
must watch it now. It is so good.
We will watch it.
I cried twice,
to me.
and I don't cry at anything.
Wow.
I cried twice.
Shocking.
Dude, you gotta understand, Dale Earnhardt died 5 weeks after my grandfather did. I was not in a place to have that happen mentally at 14. And my dad loved Dale Earnhardt.
That was 2001?
2001.
Right? That was the Daytona 500, 2001. Yeah, that was a brutal day.
Oh, and they go in depth. It's I'm not gonna lie, it's hard to watch at times, but it's so good.
I mean, I remember watching it live and just being, just nonchalant about it. Like, it didn't look that bad.
I couldn't figure out why Dad kept asking me, have we heard anything about Dale? He asked me that. He asked me like 5 times that afternoon, and I could not figure out why.
Everybody was just being dramatic. Like, we're listening to Darryl Waltrip in the booth and going, have we checked on Dale? Have we checked on Dale? And he was crying, obviously, because, his brother had just won the race. But I mean, there was an actual concern there of, God, I hope Dale's okay. And then I just remember thinking, well, you're being a little dramatic, aren't you? That didn't look that bad. I was in shock when Brian France came out and made that announcement of, are you serious? It didn't look that bad, but
I still remember.
The Earnhardt story has always been phenomenal.
I still remember that like it was yesterday.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you do.
It was during an NBA game. I was watching the NBA on NBC, and they broke in with like a breaking news thing, and it was it Brian France or the other one? I think Brian France is the son. I think it's Bill France.
Bill France.
They came out and said, we've lost Dale Earnhardt. And I still remember the feeling. Oh, it's Mike Helton. Kevin Vick's right. It was Mike Helton. It wasn't either of the Frances. Because I remember that big bushy mustache. And I remember when he said it, and it was like the words didn't marinate with me.
That's right.
And I just remember this pit in my stomach because I knew my dad wasn't watching the NBA. And I knew I was going to have to go tell him. Oh, yeah. It's weird how you remember things like that.
Mm-hmm. Earnhardt, the new documentary, it's on what?
Prime.
Darryl
Waltrip is very involved in it, which caught me off guard. I didn't realize how good Darryl Waltrip was at a time. Because that time was before I was a thing. Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I knew he was good, but I didn't know he was that good.
Oh, yeah. He was the superstar. That was for sure. Did you ever see the movie 3 with Barry Pepper and J.K. Simmons?
No, but now I feel like I need to.
Oh, it's great. It's one of my favorite movies. It's like Days of Thunder obviously is the end-all, be-all, greatest racing movie of all time, in my opinion. 3 is phenomenal. It was an ESPN original. They did it back in the early 2000s. Came out right after the 61 movie.
Didn't see that one either.
That was another good one. The Mickey Mantle, Roger Maris, 1961 home run chase season. Barry Pepper played Roger Maris in that one as well. I don't know. It's a really good one. I'd highly suggest you check it out. 3 was a really good flick.
Hey,
but yeah,
honey,
right,
you're not getting away from Dale Earnhardt stuff.
Yeah,
honey, you're not getting away from Dale Earnhardt stuff. It's happening again tonight.
I was gonna say, if you can't find it, I do have the DVD at home. So I don't know if 3's out there on a streaming service anywhere.
Of course you have the DVD.
Of course I do.
How many DVDs do you own right now?
I have probably 400 and something.
Stop.
I hadn't bought one in a long time, but
of course you haven't, because you can't buy them anymore. Where would you buy them at?
Hell if I know. I know they sell them. I know they still sell them. I just
Tank said I've got the DVD, and I'm not going to lie. I sat here for 45 full seconds before I went, I don't have anything in this house to play a DVD.
Do you not have a DVD player in your house?
No. Why would I have a DVD player? Everything's at the touch of a button. I just
you
go.
have a PlayStation? It plays DVDs?
Does it?
Yes, sir. It does.
I haven't needed
They've done that since the PlayStation 2.
I haven't needed that in a long time. I have every streaming service known to man, some of which I don't even care about. I've had Disney Plus for like 4 years. I don't know that I've ever logged into it.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason I haven't is because they keep giving it to me every time I get mad at Hulu. I get mad at Hulu and threaten to cancel. Like, you want Disney Plus? No, I don't. But you're giving me something, and I'm still here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. So Jeremy says we have to see the Earnhardt documentary.
It was fantastic. I binge watched it in one afternoon.
Oh, is it a mini series?
Yeah, it's 4 episodes.
Okay, great. My
it's so
entire
good.
evening is booked.
Oh, for sure. And Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s in it, and his daughter's in it, and his whole family's in it, and yeah.
Hey, Jeremy, by the way, I just did a search. If you can't find 3, the Dale Earnhardt story, streaming on any of the services, you can watch it on YouTube just for free.
Of course you can. That's the fail-safe.
It's a made-for-TV movie in the 2000s. So, of course you can. Summer scouting continues here in the Sportsocracy. Flostradamus, Jeremy Green getting prepared for another banger of a year, analyzing all of the talent of the 2026 NFL draft class. Running back class, he's not too pleased with. Cornerback class, however, lots of bangers. It's like a Creed album, huh?
It is. That's
just banger after banger.
And that's the best way to put it too, because it is. And they're all different, and they're all awesome. That's the best analogy you've ever made in all the years we've done this. You have officially jumped the shark, because you will never make another comparison that good in all the years we do this.
So the 2026 NFL draft class of corners is like Creed's long-lost album.
Oh, don't even threaten that that's a thing. That would be like all you nerds finding out that there was a Star Wars movie that never got released.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. At the top of the class is
Jermod McCoy.
Jermod McCoy, thank you. I wanted to call him Jamar, and I knew that was not right. Jermod McCoy from Tennessee. The injury going to hurt his draft stock if he can't come back, but the talk is, that he's not going to be gone the entire season?
I have heard that by the time the Tennessee schedule ramps up, he should be back on the field.
Okay.
That was how it was said to me off the record.
Mm-hmm.
So you take that for what it's worth. Tennessee's schedule, They start with Syracuse. I don't really think there's anybody all that challenging after that. So that Syracuse game's in Atlanta. And then I don't think they play anybody good for – oh, no, that's not true. They play Georgia early, and then they don't play anybody for like a month.
Yeah, third game of the season, you got to play Georgia at Neyland. At least there's that.
Oh, by the way, I don't know if you figured this out with the sweet schedule anomaly. You have Georgia, Tennessee, and Knoxville, and the Bristol night race is the same day.
Oh, wow.
East Tennessee is going to be on fire September 13th.
Right. I don't know that there will be there will be any crossover there for that event, but you
sure about that?
That'd be too much. That'd be too much.
You sure about that, bro?
Oh, are we talking about doing the double?
You sure about that?
I mean, I'm in. That's a hell of a full day right there.
I do love when Tank and I put the schedule together. He went, I'm taking some of these weeks off. Because he said specifically, the first week is the most aggressive thing you will ever see two dudes do.
Yes.
And he said, I'm going to have to take like a month off after that. That is now 3 weekends in a row after that where he's gone, I think I'm in for that too.
Well, I'm going to have to go.
You're not doing rest correctly.
Look, you only get to live once. So you got to live the dream while you're still alive.
Is that the new tagline for this year's tour?
Yes.
Living the Dream Part 2. YOLO.
Let's see if it kills Tank.
I'll make sure you don't die.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, at least I'll do my best.
That's a good friend right there.
We'll make sure to get some liquid IVs in you.
Yeah. So Tennessee's schedule, it doesn't take the off days that you thought it did.
Well, it does. It's just later than I thought.
Just later.
Because they start Syracuse, East Tennessee State, which should be two very aggressive wins. Then they get Georgia at Neyland. You go UAB, Mississippi State, Arkansas, really Alabama, Kentucky, Oklahoma. This might be the easiest SEC schedule I've ever seen. Because I don't think Alabama's all that good either. And your road games are Kentucky, Alabama, Mississippi State, and then Florida's not going to be trifled with. If they can keep DJ Lagway upright, they will not be fun to deal with. Mm-hmm. They have a lot. I don't know how that team was that bad last year, and they have this many guys in my top 100. Florida has more than every team in college football except one.
Wow. All right, who's number 2 on the corner list?
The team that has more players in the top 100 than Florida is Clemson, and Avion Terrell's my 2.
Okay.
I do not love these little tiny corners that Clemson recruits. They had Nate Wiggins. They had Andrew Booth. I do not like the easy-to-push around 180-pound corners. Mm-hmm. That is not Avion Terrell. And if anybody tells you it is, you just go ahead and stop listening to anything they say because it is not accurate. He is probably the most aggressive light corner I've ever seen. Like, he's good against the run. One of the best things he does is run support. He's really sticky in coverage. The reason he's behind McCoy is he doesn't have that body. And I don't think he's ever going to. Mm-hmm. And yes, before anybody asks, that is A.J. Terrell's brother. It's his younger brother. But he can absolutely fly. Hyper-aggressive. Got a pretty impressive amount of snaps under his belt. He's played 1,200 snaps, and he's a junior? That's pretty solid. I mean, he's, to me, going to be a top 15 pick this upcoming season.
Avion Terrell of the Clemson Tigers at number 2.
Stephen Tao asked, is this the only Clemson player on your list? Dog, Clemson's got so many dudes. If they're not – I'm gonna make this as clear as I can. If Clemson doesn't win the ACC this year, I will never let off Dabo Swinney ever again. If you can't win this bum conference with what you have, with Miami down, Florida State having to rebuild the entire roster, North Carolina's biggest storyline is Bill Belichick's girlfriend. I mean, the second best team in this conference might be Georgia Tech. That's how bad this conference is right now. If you can't win this, I'll never, ever let up. I'm not going to give you a whole lot of credit when you win it, because you should. They have 3 players in my top 10.
Another star-studded team. And we've already talked about the corner, or the quarterback and the wide receiver.
Mm-hmm. By the way, neither one of those are in my top 10. Mm-hmm. As a matter of fact, neither one of those are in my top 50.
I was going to say. You got all the defensive players.
They have that defense is going to be terrifying. Mm-hmm. Putting in work said Malik Muhammad versus Avion Terrell for the number 2 spot is going to be a fun discussion. I'm glad you brought him up. We have to take a commercial break. But I almost did this on purpose I want to put Malik Muhammad in his own little category here. Okay. Because, yes, he's the third name that I'm saying. I'm not willing to say he does. He could end up anywhere from 1 to 7 for me. And there's a very specific reason why.
You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. Jeremy, when was the last time you had really great barbecue?
Friday night from Bear Smokehouse right here in lovely Asheville, North Carolina.
Okay, Friday night. So you've wow. Okay, all right. Went there more recently than I thought. So what did you have?
Oh, let's see. I had this was my last weekend of carbohydrates. So we went aggressive double sandwich. I wanted to get all the bread. I had 2 of them.
Oh,
yeah.
I was like,
simplest explanation's the explanation. No, it wasn't some creation. I just did it twice.
All right. Look, I mean, you can. They have great portion sizes at Bear Smokehouse Barbecue, and if the portion sizes are not to your liking, then you can just do it twice. like Jeremy does.
Oh, the portions are plenty big enough.
Double-fisting
I
those
just
things.
when you're not going to have bread for a month, you go hard on the bread because they have really good bread too, and really good cornbread.
They do. And did you get some balls?
I did not, but Amy did.
Ah, yes.
Make the joke. I see blood coming out of your ear. Make the joke.
I can't do it. She's too nice to me. I can't do it. You too can have a great ball experience down at Bear's Smokehouse Barbecue, 135 Cox Avenue, South Slope in downtown Asheville. Sweeten Creek Brewing, they also have a location down on Sweeten Creek Road in South Asheville. All of their food is absolutely fantastic. The atmosphere at the downtown location is awesome, especially for live music, which they have on Thursdays and Saturday nights. Also, the first Sunday of the month, we just missed it. Mr. Jimmy's Barbecue Blues Jam, once every month, first Sunday of the month. Just had their last one last night, and then, of course, look forward to the next one coming up next month. The WTF Concert Series, Women to the Front, continues on Thursday, and they'll have another band scheduled for Saturday evening. It's a great place to go. The libations are great. The food is great. And don't forget to ask them about their balls. Go to bearsbbq.com, the official barbecue of the Sportsocracy.
The city.
Clear.
Thank you.
The event. Our legendary iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Presented by Capital One.
Live. Welcome.
2 nights. The biggest stars in music return this September.
To make history.
The world's biggest artists are taking this stage.
Stream live only on Hulu.
I said, woo!
Listen right here as the star-studded lineup is revealed tomorrow morning
at 8.
iHeartRadio's got you covered for the summer. Hit play on the perfect summer playlist like Summer Classics. Road tripping with commercial-free weekends on Smells Like the 90s. Or zone out in the shade with a good podcast. Your summer soundtrack is already in your pocket with the free iHeartRadio app. Find your next summer preset now.
In the aftermath of Hurricane Helene, we found out a lot of things about our community. We saw neighbors helping neighbors, and we learned in desperate times one of the best things to have around is a redneck with a chainsaw.
Not just a chainsaw, but just country boys in general. When you live in these mountains, you figure it out. Like, you make stuff happen.
After answering the calls for help that they heard on the radio, the Chainsaw Brothers are still here, making it happen the right way. Fair, insured, and local. Need tree help? Call the Chainsaw Brothers. 316-1013. 316-1013.
Looking to buy or sell in Asheville? At Clarissa Sells WNC with eXp Realty, we're proud to be the #1 real estate team in Buncombe County. Give us a call, 828-774-6343. We're here for what matters most, you.
This is J.W. Whitley, General Manager at Parks Ford of Hendersonville. I would like to introduce you to some of our very own Parks community heroes, like Eric, who hosted the football team to support their neighbors and begin the cleanup efforts, like Jeff and Chris, who led a fleet of Ford commercial vehicles throughout the night, delivering supplies with emergency services to all corners of the county and first responders. Nominate your community hero at parkscommunityheroes.com. That's parkscommunityheroes.com. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com.
Mountain Graphics and Showtime Sports
Are we doing
teamed
crimes
up
right
under
here?
a new local owner to serve our community with the finest custom apparel and unique branded items at the
We can.
Graphics and
Okay.
Showtime Sports can customize whatever you, your team, or your local group may need with high-quality screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving. Visit mtngraphicsavl.com or showtimesportsavl.com. That's mtngraphicsavl.com or showtimesportsavl.com for your local one-stop custom apparel shops.
At Ingles, whether we're celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park, it's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
We're back at the Sportsocracy, and this is the ESPN Asheville. It's 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400, coming to you from the Ingalls studio and the NFL Draft.net Mullet Manor. It's time for the most important message of the day.
Don't do crimes.
Jeremy, on today's episode of Don't Do Crimes, we have another example of some geniuses just out here, doing stuff.
My story falls into that as well.
Yeah, it never ceases to amaze me, the idiocy of criminals. We had a situation up near a spot where we traveled on the Ingles Living the Dream tour. We made our way through the state of Illinois up to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and part of that stretch was the scene of a chase that lasted for 23 miles across state lines. 2 Illinois men are now facing charges after they got caught and leading officers on a pursuit that went, like I said, across county lines, across state lines, and reached speeds of up to 130 miles per hour. That's boogieing. I've never driven that fast. Have you?
No. I drive like a grandfather.
Well, I was just curious. Maybe in your younger days you maybe had that moment when you were all hopped up on 4 Locos as a teenager.
I was never – hey, look. I went 8 Locos. I hate to break out John Gruden. I went 8 Locos one time, man. You talk about smelling sounds and tasting colors, man. That was a wild day, man.
The chase all started, because these 2 suspects were doing thievery stuff. And it all started in the weirdest of spots, if you ask me. The first store that they hit was a Dollar Tree. I mean, I feel like if I'm going to put my freedom on the line, I'm going to steal from a place better than Dollar Tree. I mean, don't ever do crimes. But, I mean, there's a whole risk-reward analysis that probably should be done at some point.
Yeah, you got away with it, and your prize was 17 cans of Vienna sausages that expired in 1997.
So the 2 men went into a Dollar Tree, each stole a backpack and a laundry basket, and filled them up with merchandise. Once they left the Dollar Tree, about 20 minutes later, they went to a Walgreens, and the story says they stole some antacids, memory supplements, and women's Rogaine for whatever reason.
What? I didn't know it was a thing.
Women's Rogaine. I didn't either, but apparently it is a thing. And apparently it costs a lot of money because they say, the story says, the haul here was nearly $1,400.
Good. Googly moo.
Did you take the entire Dollar Tree store?
Good.
Because I don't know if the whole inventory of the store is worth $1,400.
Well, I mean, here's my question. If the women's Rogaine is that expensive, why wasn't it in that stupid case that the razors are in?
Right. You've got $12 razors over here locked up. Meanwhile, the women's Rogaine is $4,800 for a case of it. And you're just, willy-nilly. Just, here it is. Here it is. 130-mile-per-hour chase across state lines for $1,400 in merchandise from the Walgreens and the Dollar Tree. That's a special kind of stupid right there, especially when the 2 men are, they've been charged, they've been booked, and their bonds total $175,000 for $1,400 worth of merchandise.
I think I can challenge you today on stupidest criminal.
Okay.
I have 5 of them. 5 women that were in a pole dancing school that took 2 weeks to study abroad. That is, without a doubt, the weirdest line that I have ever seen start off a news story. Why does a pole dancing school need to study abroad? A. B. How much is this school to attend? C. Is this just a really classy way to say Girls Gone Wild went to Greece? All questions that I asked when I read this story.
Mm-hmm.
They went to Corfu's Old Palace. I'd never heard of this place. Corfu's. It's a 200-year-old former royal residence and a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It also has a pole right on top of the steps. I'll bet you can get to where this story is without really any direction from me whatsoever. These 5 ladies that were in a pole dancing school decided, hey, great time to show off our skills. Only thing is that, see, Greece is not quite as impressed by that as America is because they were all 5 arrested immediately and threatened with censure over their demeaning of Greek heritage. Lawyers got involved. 2 of the 5 dancers received 6 months suspended sentences and were ordered to pay $226.95 in court fees. That is the most specific number I've ever seen.
That's a seatbelt ticket right there.
Don't you screw me on that nickel, okay? Like, you go $227 for keeping it. I feel that this was too light of a punishment. See, I'm a proud American, Tank. I wake up in the morning and I let my mullet fly in the wind and I play Lee Greenwood every single day. And I feel like Instagram has made us really stupid as a culture. And we go to other countries and we make ourselves look really dumb. Because these 5 ladies, I couldn't say any of the words I wanted to say right there, but I'll give you a hint. One of them rhymes with tater tot. Goes to this country and makes us look like stupid Americans, and I don't like it. You're still trying to figure out what word rhymes with tater tot,
Yeah,
aren't
I'm trying to figure out the tater tot thing. I don't know.
Just add a letter, you'll get there. There it is.
Gotcha.
Over there? Sorry, I couldn't help it.
Hey, so the punishment should have been what
5 years in jail.
Would have been, excuse me,
5 years
Stop
in jail.
That.
5 years in jail.
Stop that. No.
If somebody showed up and did a pole dance on the Lincoln Memorial, you should do 10 years in jail for that. I don't know what this thing is that you're. So I split the difference. Lawyered.
So you split the difference. Okay. All right. I don't feel like they would, though. I feel like if you showed up and you did a pole dance at the Lincoln Memorial, you'd probably be famous.
Oh, you'd probably get famous for that. You'd probably get a dude like me who's go, "Woo, you're so cute. What are you drinking?" That's probably exactly how that would go.
Well, you'd have half of Congress show up drunk, just start throwing ones at you. Just
that was a John Fetterman impression. Did that not come through?
I did not.
He'd be out there in his shorts like, "Woo, have you seen my..." Never mind. No good can come from where Did you go to the same school my wife did?
Yeah.
That's crazy. What are you drinking? Oh, you know it's funny. You take your outrage somewhere else.
It's very funny. All right, you're in the Sportsocracy. That's ESPN Asheville. Summer scouting continuing here, counting down the days to the NFL season.
That was such a layered joke. And that was like back to my stand-up days. If I layered that bad boy like a club sandwich, you got to the mayonnaise and went, man, that was good.
Always try the club sandwich.
Always try the club sandwich.
Always good. Talking about the best corners in the 2026 NFL draft class. Jermod McCoy at 1. Avian Terrell, A.J. Terrell's brother, number 2 out of Clemson. And then it was Will Workman bringing up Malik Muhammad.
I love this kid's tape. Love it. I mean, absolutely love it.
Okay, but?
There is a but coming. So you're telling me that Texas has managed to, in 2 consecutive years, have a player that can just play all over the place, and then we're going to kick him to the outside, and he's just going to be the best corner in football all over again. Do you see how hard that is for me to believe when you say it that way? Mm-hmm. Malik Muhammad was the no doubt too last year, and he was phenomenal. I'm worried. I'm worried that when he steps up the way that Jahdae Barron did, it's not going to hold up as well. I could be completely wrong, and I'm going to level with you. I'm going to know the answer to that so fast. You know who Texas starts their year with? Ohio State. You know who that means Malik Muhammad gets week 1? Jeremiyah Smith. I'm going to know. I'm going to know. Because I have a funny feeling they're going to go right at you over and over and over. And if he holds up, he'll be my one in a week. As Bill Workman said, there's no hiding in 2026. And I don't think he hid last year. I think it's almost a fool's errand to think that this program is going to have two guys do the exact same thing 2 years in a row. Right. And I have a weird feeling that we put an expectation on him that's so high. Because the tape that I saw last year, he was a solid 3. I couldn't put him over Terrell. I couldn't put him over McCoy. He's a solid 3. I've seen him at 1 so many times. Mm-hmm. And I think you're asking a lot. And I'm afraid he's going to fall into that, well, you didn't live up to this ridiculously stupid expectation I put on you, and now you're a disappointment. I think I'm going to love the kid regardless, just not ahead of what I think will ultimately be 2 lockdown corners. Right. I think Jermod McCoy and Avion Terrell could end up being Sauce Gardner, Derek Stingley all over again.
Okay. Malik Muhammad, the number 3 corner in the 2026 NFL draft class. How about number 4?
For me, it's Mansour Delane. I know I'm higher on him than other people. I just don't know why. This kid is so good. And the more I watch him, the more I like him. I get it. Last year wasn't as good. But Virginia Tech wasn't as good. I don't think it was him. I think LSU has 3 players on that defense that were maybe quote-unquote disappointing last year that are going to be studs for them this year. And it's Patrick Payton from Florida State, Harold Perkins that I swear to God he's been in college for 15 years. Harold Perkins has been in the next draft class for what feels like 8 years. And Mansour Delane. And I think the defense is going to be outrageously good. There's no school in America that I think people are sleeping on entirely too much as LSU. Because you know the offense is going to be good. The offense has one of the best returning running backs in the country, got one of the best returning quarterbacks in the country, added like 15 wide receivers. They got Nick Anderson from Oklahoma. And now I'm looking at the defense going, you might have 3 of my 8 favorite defensive players in this class. And 2 of them didn't play here last year, and the 3rd one didn't play all that well.
All right, we'll take a quick break here in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400 Summer Scouting Corners when we return.
ESPN Asheville.
Clear.
Thank you.
Your mountain weather forecast.
All right, pretty good run now. Starting this first Monday of the month of June, second day of meteorological summer, living up to expectations. Sun today near 80, tonight clear, comfortable, 55. Tuesday, sun's back, low 80s. And as I've been saying, pretty quiet weather for Wednesday and Thursday. Sunshine Wednesday, partly sunny Thursday with highs in the low to mid-80s. Maybe some showers Friday. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
The power of Dell AI with Intel Inside is transforming the world of pro sports. Teams can see curveballs coming with predictive analytics. Coaches can use AI insights to help players improve their shots in real time. And fans can get more out of every winning moment with AI-enhanced replays.
Unbelievable! What a play!
See how Dell Technologies with Intel Inside can power your wins at Dell.com/win.
Febreze. As a rideshare driver, I love keeping my car smelling fresh and clean. So when I'm driving, I only trust Febreze car vent clips, featuring 3 distinct intensity settings, because it's that little touch that sets me apart. I can turn the intensity down for subtle freshness, or I can turn it up for when I want lots of scent. So whether it's set to low, medium, or high, with Febreze car, I know my car's going to smell amazing. Which keeps my driver rating right where it belongs. Picking up, Oscar!
And Jeremy hitting him with the ASL. What's this?
Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with
what,
iHeartRadio.
my
Access your
Facebook post?
Your America Online post.
I'm an original PAIMP.
Radio app on Apple CarPlay.
Nice.
Auto and take those presets for a spin.
Buying or selling a home doesn't have to be stressful. Let me, Clarissa Marshall with eXp Realty, your local real estate expert, guide you every step of the way. Whether you're searching for your dream home, looking to sell quickly, or exploring investment opportunities, I've got the experience and the tools to get you the best deal possible. Call me, Clarissa Marshall with eXp Realty at 828-774-6343. Let's make your real estate dreams a reality. I'm your trusted realtor. I'm making moves and making dreams come true.
In the aftermath of Hurricane Helene, we found out a lot of things about our community. We saw neighbors helping neighbors, and we learned in desperate times one of the best things to have around is a redneck with a chainsaw.
Not just a chainsaw, boy. Just country boys in general. When you live in these mountains, you figure it out. Like, you make stuff happen.
After answering the calls for help that they heard on the radio, the Chainsaw Brothers are still here, making it happen the right way. Fair, insured, and local. Need tree help? Call the Chainsaw Brothers. 316-1013. 316-1013.
This is J.W. Whitley, General Manager at Parks Ford of Hendersonville. I would like to introduce you to some of our very own Parks community heroes, like Eric, who hosted the football team to support their neighbors and begin the cleanup efforts, like Jeff and Chris, who led a fleet of Ford commercial vehicles throughout the night, delivering supplies with emergency services to all corners of the county and first responders. Nominate your community hero at parkscommunityheroes.com. That's parkscommunityheroes.com. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com.
The Sportsocracy.
That is some good, clean family fun there, eh, Cot?
It is ESPN Asheville. We are back in the Sportsocracy. I'm Tank Spencer, coming to you live from the Ingalls studio. He's in the NFLDraft.net, Mullet Manor, Flostradamus, Jeremy Green himself, prognosticating and analyzing the 2026 NFL Draft class, our summer scouting series, or his summer scouting series here in the Sportsocracy. Cornerbacks, pretty deep class. Who comes in at number 5, Jeremy?
Jalen Kilgore from South Carolina. I will bet you anything you want this kid winds up playing for the Raiders.
Okay, why do you say that?
Because he's a big corner, and he's really good against the run. Ability to cover is not quite there yet, but it's getting better. He's a converted wide receiver. And you know how Pete Carroll loves a big converted wide receiver to play corner.
Mm-hmm.
This is the year. He's another one. He could be 2. He could also be 20 by the time we do this. He does a lot of things that I can't coach you to be 6'2 plus. I think he's closer to 6'3. I can't coach that into you. I can't coach into you the desire to get your nose dirty. And he loves it. He loves getting into one-on-ones with running backs on the corner. That is a rare quality for corners. He's still a work in progress as a cover guy, though.
And apparently comes with plenty of speed.
Yeah, he can fly.
says he came in at 23 miles per hour.
Yeah, he can fly.
Whew.
He can absolutely fly.
Wow. All right, Jalen Kilgore, another in the long line of Gamecocks Jeremy loves.
I am, what can I say? I'm a cocky kind of guy.
Next up on the corner list, number 6 in the class.
For me, it's like a 6A and a 6B.
Okay.
Because it's so much on the – these are the two big potential guys. It's A.J. Harris from Penn State and Chandler Rivers from Duke. Harris has unbelievable build. I mean, if I had seen enough of him, he would probably be higher than this. He just hasn't played as much as the other guys. You know, I know you love NFL Draft Buzz because they do player comps. Yeah. And in terms of their height, weight, speed, all the different measurables, his biggest comp is Trey Amos. And I'm not going to lie, I watch him and go, I kind of see that. Mm-hmm. A lot of times I see those and go, that's just a physical comp. Like his second one's Savone Ravel. And nope, I don't see that one at all.
Okay.
But I do kind of see Trey Amos when I watch him. And now he gets to be the guy. Now you are the number one. You're going up against Jeremiyah Smith. You're going up against Ryan Williams at Alabama. Whatever team you play, you're the guy because they don't have him. They don't have another corner that can do that. Mm-hmm. This is all getting put on your plate at one time. Chandler Rivers is not as big, and you know I'm much less on the 5'10", maybe, because I think he's 5'10", like in shoes.
Okay.
But he does play on the outside, and he's played a lot. He's really good in zone. I am intrigued to see this year for him, because now I'll fully see what happens with Manny Diaz as opposed to what would have happened with Mike Elko. Duke wasn't as good last year, I don't think, defensively. They were still fine, but it felt like they were trying to acclimate to Manny Diaz for a good part of the season. Now you're going to have had 2 full off seasons and a full season plus whatever you do this year. This is where I should see what you really are. If I remember correctly, I think he was a high-level recruit that Elko went into Texas and got. And he's really, really good. He's just small, and it bothers me.
Right. Okay. Number 8.
Now we're getting into kind of the same thing I said with running back. Now we're getting more projection. My 8's Jeremiah Wilson at Florida State. He's a Houston transfer, one of the best transfers in this whole portal cycle. He's small too, though. He can absolutely fly, and he's another one in zone. He knows where you're going before you know where you're going, because he can assess everything out in front of him and flush it out, and that's such a skill. It just kind of limits you into where you can play. Because you get like Aaron Glenn doesn't really see the value in that. Funny part of that is that Steve Wilkes, the defensive coordinator, does. So I'm not real sure how that's going to go. And then I've got 2 more they're both transfer guys. DJ Harvey, really small, transferred from San Jose State. He's at USC now, and I can't quit him. I don't care how bad his tape was last year. Takario Davis, transferred from Arizona to Washington. You know, if I see a 6'4" corner that can run and move the way that Takario Davis does, I'm going to like him. And now I think he's going to get way better coaching at Washington. And I think you could see I think he gets back to where he was. I don't know that he's going to break into that top 5 or anything like that, but I think he can be really high on that second tier.
And DJ Harvey, where is he from?
He started at San Jose State. Now he's at USC.
USC. Okay.
And there's a bunch of other guys. I mean, I could have gone Dalen Everett. Mm-hmm. Davison from Ohio State. There are a lot of guys out there. This is a deep class. I think you could ultimately see 12 cornerbacks go in the top 75. That's how good this class could be.
Yep, that's a pretty good clip.
And it can also separate.
Yep. You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. What are our summer scouting positions tomorrow?
Oh, let's see. Let's pull up the old calendar because I don't remember. Tomorrow, we're doing Power Rankings Tuesday.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, we do summer scouting on Monday, Power Rankings on Tuesday.
Okay, and the Power Rankings Tuesday this week is what?
Edge rushers.
Oh.
Pass rushers.
Okay, NFL pass rushers on a Power Rankings Tuesday. Tomorrow here in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. Again, this week will be a shortened week for us. Once again, we'll have a Womack Wednesday on Wednesday. The first Womack Wednesday is sports director from News 13, Chris Womack, will be joining me in the studio. Who knows what we'll be getting into. We'll, talk local sports, more local content. Sure, he'll have some things to say about the T.C. Robertson three-peat, 4A baseball champions 3 years in a row. Only school in North Carolina to do so. Also, we got Cal Raleigh as the home run king right now in Major League Baseball. Carlin Pickens is getting it done with Tennessee softball. We got all kinds of stuff going on. We'll get into it with Chris on Wednesday. But tomorrow, back here at noon, here on ESPN Asheville. Jeremy, have a good one.
You as well, sir.
We'll see y'all on the flip side.
Your mountain weather forecast.
All right, pretty good run now. Starting
clear
of the month of June, second day of meteorological summer living.
And my week's halfway over.
Sun today near 80. Tonight clear, comfortable.
Rough, ain't it?
Tuesday, sun's back, low 80s.
Tough life. Somebody's got to do it.
Pretty quiet weather for Wednesday and Thursday. Sunshine Wednesday, partly sunny Thursday with highs in the low to mid-80s. Maybe some showers Friday. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by WhatsApp.
Wondering what a personal message with your credit card number has in common with way too many pictures of your dog? Well, they're both private. Because on WhatsApp, your personal messages are yours. No one else can see or hear them, not even us. WhatsApp, message privately with everyone.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
How do you spot the all-new Nissan Rogue Rock Creek? Here's a hint. It's got all-terrain tires, a tubular roof rack you can't miss, and it's tough inside and out with lava red detail. You'll also find it in its natural habitat, climbing mountains, attacking rugged trails, and never backing down from any adventure. The first ever Nissan Rogue Rock Creek.
Intelligent all-wheel drive cannot prevent collisions or provide enhanced traction in all conditions. Always monitor traffic and weather conditions. Always secure cargo. Heavy loading of the vehicle with cargo, especially on the roof, will affect the handling and stability of the vehicle.
Welcome to the Ingalls Table, a delicious destination with recipes galore. The experts from the Ingalls Table take you through it step by step with expert tips and advice along the way. Just visit Ingalls-Markets.com. Ingalls, low prices, love the savings.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
This is J.W. Whitley, General Manager at Parks Ford of Hendersonville, introducing you to this